From Montreal to Memphis, parlez-vous français? Tell all the girls the Rouges are on their way. They don't like heavy metal, they don't like rock and roll, but all they like to listen to is Barry Manilow. They're all American boys, all American boys, all American boys. They're all American boys.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Pin Down, baby. We are here. We are live on not my national holiday, but Trey and Mr. T's national holiday. Congratulations. I don't know why I'm congratulating you. It happens once a fucking year, but
happy 4th, everybody.
Happy Independence Day, my fellow Americans. America.
Well, I'm rocking the Mr. American, brother.
Yeah, so yeah.
I refused to celebrate your holiday, just like you refused to celebrate mine. So I'm still celebrating Canada Day, all right?
I mean, technically, the person who was Canadian couldn't show up, so technically that's not our fault.
That's true because I had no power, but
that is true.
Here's the thing. You set the precedent now with the waving fucking flag, all right? Yeah. You set the precedent with this. We're going to have to pimp the shit out of our show next time it's on Canada Day, which will be in a couple years.
It's going to be a minute.
It's going to be a while. We got to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's like 3 years from now. All right. So
yeesh.
I'd say, it's a success if we're even still alive in 3 years, quite frankly.
We shall see.
Because of certain decisions made by Trey. I don't know. I'm just blaming him for shit.
Yeah.
Well, if geopolitics doesn't get us, the wrestling business will. They'll make us go fucking crazy. Maybe the next 3 years, we might be in a loony bin with a freaking straitjacket on, just like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened?
We might be stuck in JCW.
Oh God, fuck! That's worse than TNA. That's worse than TNA. Oh
yeah, it is.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, Kevin Nash.
But should we get started and see who's in chat, and let's start this bad boy off?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we got our boy Jack of all casuals here in chat. He says, "Happy 4th of July and 250th anniversary, guys, USA." All right, well, congratulations again to my Amera Bros. Okay,
yeah,
congrats, 250th. That's a milestone. Although, I mean, if we want to get real technical, wouldn't the 250th be like? Well, the 250 years ago when America was created. Like, I'm doing math here. Hold on. 1781. That's when America actually started.
That's when it started, but our fighting spirit and rebellion.
You want to celebrate it earlier, but
it started in 1776.
No, the rebellion started. Yeah, well, 1774. There was a lot of like tarring and feathering, but
but our rebellious spirit and American spirit.
All right, you know what? Fuck it. You want to pick that day? You want that day? You can have that day.
And dream in 1996.
At least my fucking holiday is on the actual fucking.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. You're talking about Independence Day, the movie. I had a fucking brain. I was like, when the fuck were aliens getting killed?
Yeah. I was straight up Independence Day, the movie.
What are you talking about?
God. Oh wow. Okay. You know what? Let's just move on from this. Let's talk.
Move on.
Let's discuss a fellow Canadian, one of Cream's countrymen. Let's talk about Eric Young leaving TNA and. Possibly
do we have to?
Yeah. Got to.
Is this like the third time?
Oh boy,
it's the second time. So who wants to read this bad boy?
I can read this if you want here.
Right.
Eric Young addressed his TNA departure. He stated that he requested his release and it was granted. He was never on a handshake deal, and he will work where, how, and for whom he wants. So yeah, I mean that's. He seems a bit pissed off about how things have gone down. I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, I mean he's an OG. Like he's been there since the start.
Well,
yeah.
Technically, then he left NXT and WWE for a couple years and came back. But I mean, he is on record saying that he would. How can I say this without getting in trouble on YouTube? Let's just say he would take the fall for Triple H if anything were to happen. Said thing in mind.
Yeah. There's a way he phrased it that you can find out online. Just search up Eric Young Triple H. There you go. You'll find it.
Very Soprano-esque type of loyalty, if you will.
Hey, Paulie Walnuts. Hey.
Yeah. Hey,
guy. Hey, this fucking guy over here. Hey. Yeah, basically.
Motherfucking you.
Yeah. I mean, like it's sad. Because TNA kind of needs someone like him. But again, they weren't using him. Remember, he was just sitting in the fucking crowd for a long time.
Yeah.
Or
he was just sitting there. Like they were trying to do some weird like comedy sting bullshit where it's like he's here, but he's not doing anything. And it's like, yeah, that works when you execute it well. But when you don't, it turns into whatever the fuck this was. So I'm glad because I mean, maybe at least he'll get used a little bit better if he goes somewhere else. I don't know. It's hard to say because, quite frankly, when he has gone to other places, WWE, they used him like dog shit. Even in NXT, Sanity was not good. So it's kind of difficult for him. We're also getting to the point where he's going to be nearing the end and retiring. Like he's an older guy. It would be nice to see him get like one last kick at the can, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you should say that because it was reported by Brian Alvarez, and I forgot to pull that tweet up. But anyway, it was reported by Brian Alvarez said that he's going to NXT to become a wrestler / coach the same way that Ty Dillinger is used. So me and Trey are speculating if he's come back to NXT, is he going to be a part of the group?
The calling.
Yeah, the calling, or is he going to take over Dark State? That's where I'm kind of at.
Well, because they kicked out Ty Dillinger or Sean Spears now, but yeah, they kicked him out like 2 weeks ago.
And plus, think about this: a couple weeks ago, when EC3 made his return to TNA, the first person he wrestled against was Eric Young, and then Eric Young took him out with a pile driver, and now there's no payoff on that at all.
Yeah, we're not going to get a payoff.
Well, and where the fuck has EC3 been? He's not even been on there, right?
They probably were going to bring him back, I'm assuming, originally to face Eric Young again, but now that that's not happening, I don't know what you do.
Yeah, I don't know what you do either, because the last time I saw anything EC3 being related, he was going to do, he was a special guest referee for the Fatal 4-Way JCW WrestleMania weekend card. He was the special guest ref in for that program. I haven't seen him since, so I don't know what's going on. I don't even know. Who knows? We may not even see EC3 back in TNA again. Like,
I don't think he will at this point. I think he's going to end up the way of ODB, Taryn Terrell, was it Mickey James too? Like they all came back for like 2 weeks and then they were gone. I think this is
here's my thought. All right, with EC3, control your narrative too.
Oh no! Control your narrative.
Think about it. Braun Strowman isn't under contract with anyone anymore for wrestling.
Yeah,
so
get Braun Strowman.
And you could get Eric Young. You could continue the feud. Yeah, 3 people. That's a lot.
Oh, even
you can almost book a whole show with that.
Even when they were using Eric Young in TNA, it was just the same. He would pile drive somebody, then the guy would get revenge and he'd lose the feud. Literally, that's all he did. He would just pile drive people, and there was no interest. He got like praise promos. The
only time I think he was like a big time player is when he came back to TNA and he had that group with Joe Doring and which, by the way, rest in peace to Joe Doring. And Cody Deaner. Like they had their group, and then
Cody Deaner turned face and became the hometown man.
Well, if you remember, they kicked him out of the group. Doring and him, they kicked Eric Young out of the group. And they do what TNA always does. They write people off by offing them on screen. Kind of like they did with Allie, the bunny. when she left for
Yeah,
AEW.
everyone has to get the Vince McMahon limo treatment.
Yeah, which is weird. Like okay, but whatever. But like, even at Slammiversary last week, he wasn't even on the main card. He wrestled against
Ricky Sosa.
Yeah, Sammy Sosa, and on the pre-show for Slammiversary. So he wasn't even a factor for Slammiversary on the main card, which was really weird. Unless he requested that, it's like, yeah, let me do this. Let me do the dark match or the pre-show match, and I can fuck off and go down to Orlando and start on Wednesday. Like, I don't know.
Start on I guess Tuesday.
I don't know what the hell.
I think he's going to NXT. I don't know if that'll be great, because what is he going to do in NXT now? But, I mean, I guess it gives him something to do. And if he's going to be a trainer, I don't mind that. He is a veteran. He's been there for a long time.
You know what? I think we're overlooking some things. He could come into NXT and challenge Tony D'Angelo for the title, or better yet, he might take on Mason Rook.
Oh no,
that's money.
You know what? If he were to get like a one-off NXT title match, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Like, that would be okay. Because I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And Mason Rook,
I don't even want to touch that with a 10-foot fucking pole, because that one is just. What are we doing?
I think if he's gonna face anybody, it'll be Evil, because I think Evil's gonna beat him whenever they face again. So Evil versus Eric Young, I guess that'll be fine. I guess
that could be. Actually, I kind of would be a little hyped for that match. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it wouldn't be like, oh man, this match is gonna be amazing. I'll be like, oh, that's cool. I'd like to see that. Yeah. Yeah. NXT's in a weird place right now, and it seems like, especially with Mike Santana, like, it's pretty clear that he's done with TNA now, right?
His contract
He'll probably go to WWE. Throw him in NXT. Like, I think the men's division can be fixed pretty quickly in NXT, and the women's division is, well, quite frankly,
it's still good. It's still good.
Yeah, it's still good. So, I mean, I don't think NXT is like a total write-off. It just needs like a little bit of TLC on the men's side. But the women's side is cracking right now. So, like, let them keep going and elevate the men's division. Crazy to be like, especially considering all the talk and all the talk for years about how the women's division gets like way less than the men's, and now we're in like the reverse right now, right?
Yeah.
I think bring in a couple new dudes into the men's division, and you'll be fine. Like, you bring in Leon Slater when he's done.
Yeah, Leon Slater.
Santana coming in will be a big help. Like,
if Leon Slater goes to WWE, he might even go to AEW. We don't know. I mean, he might, but I have a feeling, especially considering that they put him on that card with Cena. Yeah.
Saturday night's main event. I have a feeling that he would come to WWE, because he knows they're gonna push the shit out of him. Imagine they do a fucking full-time tag team with him and Javon, though.
Yeah, that'll be definite. He'll probably win like an Intercontinental title.
That'd be interesting.
At least guaranteed an Intercontinental title. I could see him winning that in the US.
Yeah.
Easily.
WWE, I think, will be. I mean, every place is gonna fucking use him, even AEW. But I think WWE is probably the best option for him. But yeah, NXT needs some guys, and I think maybe taking some of these guys who aren't doing much on the main roster and being like, hey, come down to NXT, let's give you a push and bring you back better than you are right now. And I know not a lot of guys like that idea, but if you do it properly, it can reinvigorate someone's career. And I think and it also helps NXT, because quite frankly, you do want that show to get ratings.
Yeah, I agree with
they're
that.
Weird
Plus,
ratings. They're weird. Oh, you go ahead, Tyler.
No, go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
I was like, their ratings are weird because they go up, but then they go down, and then they go up and they go down. So they still retain viewers. Just
I think honestly, it has to do with just being on the CW. I think that's kind of just a nature of the beast. Tuesdays, that's a difficult day. There's always like sports on Tuesdays, right? It's like, and now to be fair, AEW usually has that issue with with Wednesdays as well. But
TNA did too. Thursdays.
The difference is like with and we see with Collision where it struggles, and it's because it's a B show, and with NXT it's a fucking C show, maybe even a D show, because at least well no okay it's C, it's bigger than main event. I was gonna say at least main event has like, you know, main roster talent, but to be honest that's just like syndicated in a couple places still. But yeah, I mean it's a C show, so if Raw was on Tuesdays, it would be fucking doing gangbusters.
Yeah.
And Dynamite has that advantage because Wednesdays are busy for scheduling, but it's your A show. Yeah, it's your main show. There aren't people who are going to be like, I'm going to miss Dynamite and watch Collision.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would they do that? They may pre-record Dynamite and watch it afterwards, but those numbers usually get pulled into things now. They're pretty good about that with ratings. So, yeah, I mean, that's the disadvantage that NXT has. But again, if you create a show where it has something for everyone, right? It has a good men's division, good women's division, good tag division, and interesting storylines, people will watch it. Yeah. They will. Yeah. But they don't have that right now. They have some okay stories, a really good women's division. Tag division is meh. And the men's division is also meh. So you're really only hitting one of those like 4 that you want to hit. Yeah. And you know, it's going to take a bit, but it can be fixed. It's not like a total husk of a fucking show like TNA is right now.
Yeah. Well, that is
not, and WWE has so much funding they could fix it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, that's a good segue to keep on talking about TNA, by the way, too. Let's talk about Brian James and how he was not backstage at the Albany show real quick. Let's talk about that for a minute. Green, want to read off the chat?
Road Dogg. Yeah, I can read that for you. It says Road Dogg was not in attendance at last night's TNA taping in Albany, New York, and is not currently backstage tonight either. The two sides we're still working out a deal for him to come in after his Slammiversary visit. Those discussions are, as of today, still moving forward, but whatever that process is, they did not lead him to coming to this week's TNA tapings. Yeah, so they're probably still a ways off.
They're ironing things out.
Now.
I think most of that be cash. Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe, but there also might be a thing of like, do you think maybe, and this is all speculation, of course, Chad, maybe he doesn't want to work with Delirious or something? Like, because they kept Delirious. Or was there an update I missed where he's fucking asking?
No, he's the head in charge. He's the head honcho now.
Like, personally, if I'm coming in and you just had to fire one of your head creative guys, but you kept one of the other ones, and you want me to work with them, I'm like, no, I'm starting fresh. Because if I'm going to fail, I want it to be because I failed and not because I had to deal with sloppy seconds and leftovers from the past creative regime, right? That's not like Delirious is culpable in the problems that TNA has right now. It's not like he's not culpable. I mean, maybe Tommy Dreamer's more culpable, but who's to even say that? We don't even know what happened behind the scenes, right? But for me personally, if I'm thinking about this, I'd be like, I don't want to work with this guy. No offense to him. Like, it's not personal. It's just, if I'm going to be judged off of how my creative is, I don't want a guy who was there and attached to another guy who was fired for having really bad creative.
And a company that was not successful too in Ring of Honor. Sorry, like Ring of Honor when Delirious booked, it was not good. It wasn't successful.
Exactly. So it's like this guy has been unsuccessful in a couple places, and now you want me to work with him? I would be like, no, I don't want to fucking do that. Yeah. I want to come in, start fresh, and quite frankly, that is also the best thing that could happen for TNA right now. Literally, the best thing they could do is ass can everyone involved in creative and start fresh. Go to Road Dogg and
Yep.
be like, all right, you're our head guy. And to pick him as a head guy is probably the best option they have out there right now that will actually accept. Right?
Well,
Because there's probably
Road Dogg-
better bookers out there, but are they even
not
gonna
gonna go to
accept
TNA.
that offer? No.
No.
And this guy
No.
literally was just in WWE. Now he didn't get fired by WWE. He walked away, right? And we can all,
Yeah.
And he was blamed for all SmackDown's problems. So let's
Yeah, he
own
was
up
the
on
fall
that
guy.
because we were the we were
And
those
then it
people
turns-
on that wagon.
Yeah, exactly.
we were.
And then it turns out SmackDown still sucks. Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
wasn't all him. Was he part of that problem? Sure.
Yeah.
But again, he is an improvement. Like, even if he was causing all the problems with SmackDown, he's an improvement. And part of the problem is with SmackDown, it's like 3 hours long. With TNA, how much creative is he having to do?
2 hours.
Not
I
as
think
much
TNA
as you
takes 2
think.
hours.
I mean, yeah, he's having to like bulk episodes,
Mhm.
but he can plan each episode individually. He's not having to plan 2 hour episodes, right? Like TNA is
they
an
only
hour. isn't it?
I mean, he's only got to book
2 hours.
4 or 5 hours of
Hours?
TV for TNA because they have Impact for 2 and they have
The explosion.
Explosion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think you put Explosion on hiatus for a little bit
They gotta
and then
get
bring
rid
it
of
back.
it.
Just
I would
say
get
just
rid
say
of
you're doing a season finale of Explosion and then bring it
Yeah.
back in a couple months when you're more in place. But yeah, I mean, he is a step up. The fact that they haven't been able to get him is concerning. He's probably fucking worried about the fact that he just lost. Who's he gonna have to work with now? He doesn't have Santana.
Yep.
He's gonna have what? Ricky Sosa for a little while, Leon Slater for a little while, and the Nemeths and Mustafa Ali's faction, which is all right. So like, and there is some stuff to work with there. Not Ryan Nemeth, but Nick Nemeth. I don't like, not to shit on Ryan Nemeth, but there's I don't creatively I don't see anything you can do with him unless he's going to like turn on his brother and be like a Weasley little like, yeah. But then after that, there's nothing you can do with him.
No, because he'll lose to Nick, and then that'll be it. He'll just lose.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and naturally so. Like, it makes sense that he would lose, and you could do a cool creative angle. I mean, if you're going to emulate any angle of that, you know what you should copy? Brett and Owen. That's the way you have to go.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Ryan Nemeth is no Owen Hart. So
No.
it may be an okay angle, but what the fuck do you do afterwards? I don't know. And
It'll just
I'm
be a
very
job.
disturbed at what you're going to be bringing up here next, dude. I don't think we should show this.
I mean, it's on Twitter and it's it's not against the regulations. So
Yeah, but Twitter allows a lot more than YouTube. I'm just going to say we should probably not, because I think it's going to get flagged, even though it isn't inappropriate. It isn't.
I mean, it's a
but I do
dude,
think it'll
but
get flagged. Yeah, I know, but I think it'll get flagged.
You know what? I got an idea. Hold on for a minute. Just keep on bantering just for a second.
Yeah, but yeah. Back to what we were talking about though. Like, what do we even do? Like, what do you
With
even do
TNA?
with TNA? I mean, because I think the biggest opportunity they had creatively, and I've said this on stream, and I'll say it again. I'm pimping my booking idea here. Is that with the whole thing with what is it, the fucking system or whatever? System. With Moose and Eddie Edwards kind of out of it, feuding, and then you had Eddie's wife join Moose. You could have done an angle with that, and you could have done a long angle with that. You could have had it be a feud that goes into like
this year.
I don't know, fucking Bound for Glory or some shit, or Slammiversary next. Like, you could have done something long form with that and done more storytelling aspects of it, which is where you would have to rely on, because quite frankly, a match between Eddie Edwards and Moose doesn't really do anything. It's you know how some things will get your loins going? This will wreck your dickhead in like a fucking turtle looking for safety.
This match wouldn't be good at all.
Yeah, no, the match would have probably not been great, but what you could have done is told the story of Eddie's wife doesn't like the way he's been acting, and Moose is fed up as well, and they both leave. And she is friends with Moose, so she's trying to help him out. And there's tension because Eddie's like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're my wife." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be anything around you. I'm gonna hang out with my boy Moose here, and we're gonna do our thing. We're just gonna chill." I wouldn't make it a romantic angle. I think that's just
No, there was no need to.
No. That's actually been done so often that I think it would be refreshing to be like, I don't know, they're just boys. They're just boys.
If you were gonna do that,
Eddie thinks they are, though. You could lean into it a little bit. Eddie thinks they are.
Yeah, well, that's where I would do it, where he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then it's clear nothing's happening, but he's so paranoid and jealous and just an asshole that he's gonna fuck with shit. And then you get to the point where it's like, "All right, Eddie, I've beaten you." Have Moose just beat him a couple times, beat him, and he's like, "You know what? I'm not fighting you anymore. I'm not doing it." And then Eddie's like, "All right, I will retire if you beat me. I will leave TNA. I'll quit. I'll be gone. I'll retire." And then have Moose about to beat him, and then Eddie's wife does a fucking nut shot, turns because she still cares for her husband, right? She's not happy about his decisions, but she also knows, well, if he doesn't have his career, his career is cut short, I mean, that's awful. She doesn't want to see that happen. So she reluctantly turns on Moose and then goes back with Eddie. But you could tell that story over like a year.
Yeah.
And that could actually make people interested in what Eddie and Moose are doing. Right? Like, that could have made it interesting. And you could have even like taken little breaks from that story and had Moose go off and do some shit. You could have, if you wanted to, do it for a title. I don't think it would need a title. I think, quite frankly, if you do the story proper, it doesn't need the title. And you could have had some really interesting stuff done. I don't think the idea I have there is perfect. I mean, there's definitely some flaws in it, but holy shit, it's better than anything fucking TNA Creative has come up with in years now. Since
and the other problem is the Knockouts division. Remember, that was the staple. That along with like the X division. And both of them are fucked. And I don't know how you fix either of them. Because with the women's division, it's being held by Zaya Brookside, who, I'm sorry, I think she's a terrible heel. She is not good as a heel. It's forced. She's clearly one of those people that's like Ricky Steamboat, forever babyface. But they're trying to have her be a heel champion, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh, and now they've been gutted completely, and it's just it's a problem, man. I don't know.
Year, they should have given Tessa the title, and you could have built a star off that. Maybe Danny Luna. She could have been the one to beat her. Have maybe Tessa face some NXT people. I think it's might as well play into the East. You know?
Well, going back to creative and talent wise, we're just talking about. Let's talk about the OVW stuff. I was going to save this for later, but this is I took care of it, so let's just put it out there.
No, I hate OVW.
Yeah,
I just hate it.
I mean, think about this, guys. If Road Dogg does come in and helps become a booker, this guy could possibly be the next TNA World Champion for all we fucking know.
And I'll tell people in advance, the reason why I said for Mr. T to move the video forward a bit is because this is a man.
He needs a brawl.
He's a man with big old titties on him. And I genuinely thought it was a woman at first when he sent me this video. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why would you send me this? No, it's a dude. So I figured if I thought it was a woman at first, YouTube will flag it down. So clearly, we're not showing his man titties. You're lucky. You're welcome, everyone. I did this for you. I sacrificed. Do you know how much I sacrificed? Okay? Spider-Man. So anyways, we'll play this video, and this is a guy at OVW, dude, and it's not good.
State of OVW.
Next TNA World Champion, guys.
Yeah.
Bell, honey buns. Now, I understand that is your sister, all right? But you have to understand that heel in Kentucky Baby doll, we do things just a little bit differently around here, okay? Now, Luke Hartman, Mad Dog Martin, baby dolls, if you want to get in the ring again with a real cowboy, I will gladly be your Huckleberry.
No. Daniel Bryan, no
Brother.
clip. We kind of
Brother.
need that now.
Brother.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
fuck.
Look. I don't want to make fun of the guy too much, but he sounds like this. Whoa, my lady, I was just wondering if you would be my Discord quitting. Careful. I'm sorry. Look, I my voice sounds like shit too. So, but
hold on. He's put on the character. Okay, there is no way in hell. He's from Louisville. All right, I know people from Louisville. They don't sound like that. This guy is being performative right now, right?
I don't know if he's being performative. If he is, A+ on him. He nailed that fucking voice. But I don't think that's performative. I think that's just Discord autism.
When I first saw this clip, two things popped into my head when I saw that clip.
What on God's great earth? What the hell has happened to this business?
Yeah,
Tyler,
yeah.
You play that because if you remember that OVW class, right? That O2 class. John Cena, Batista, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, Shelton.
Rico Constantino.
Both of them.
Yeah, like you had that class, and then now you look at OVW. What is that?
Yeah.
Like,
OVW is Al Snow still running the creative there?
Al Snow is still head guy. He still owns the company. Now, if I remember right, I think last year or the year before, remember that the other Saudi Arabians bought the company too.
Yeah.
And became
it was bought through like using a like actual soccer club as a fucking proxy for it. There's some weird shit with how it was purchased.
Yeah.
Not like illegal. It was just weird the way they did it.
And plus now if you do work for OVW, you can be the beginner's course for $3,000, and plus you get trade school. You get a degree in trade school. So every time you train or whatever, you get like a degree behind your a trade behind you. So it's not
I don't know how the fuck they swung that.
I don't know either, but
the only thing I can think of is a lot of trade schools will have like TV, like production trade type of courses. And so for that, actually, OVW probably would fit the bill because they do simulcasts online. So that kind of would make sense. But there's no fucking way that like taking bumps, doing a fucking ladder match can't be like giving you credits towards your fucking like plumbing trade. Like there's no fucking way, right? Like
no.
Like
you know, like, I won Money in the Bank, so I think I can unclog the shitter.
Yeah, like
what are we talking about?
So I did some research last night. I looked at the head trainers and stuff like that. That one of the head trainers was surprising to me was Mikey from the Spirit Squad. Now, grant you, the Spirit Squad was dog shit. Mikey.
Remember
Mikey? Yeah. So he's one of the lead trainers. But like, think about this for a minute. OVW is a public access television show that somehow has got somewhat financial backing from whoever person that is, right? Whatever people those are, right? How the hell is that possible? Second of all, this is the same company, not even in March of this year, one of their referees had a seizure, an epileptic seizure, and everyone got their shit in and almost died in the ring. No cap. It was true. It's a shoot. He almost died.
Video.
And everyone was like, well, we didn't know that he was having a seizure. It's like, what the fuck?
How do you not know the
about?
guy's is twitching like this?
Yeah,
it was very
clear.
And they literally looked at him and then just kept going.
Yeah, like
And
he
then
was
they were
doing
like, "Oh,
gang
something's
signs.
wrong."
Like I'm not
Like,
trying to be funny
well,
right now. Like
if
he was on his back like an armadillo,
he
like
was-
with gang signs. Like
his fingers were curling up and his
Yeah.
hands were like
Yeah, they're
out
curling
like
up.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
bad.
twitching.
That's
Yeah.
that's one of the
Twitching, too.
worst fucking seizures I've ever seen someone have.
Yeah.
You know?
And
This is-
Al Snow, remember his defense of it, right? He did that whole video where he was defending it and played it off.
Now
It was
we're
like,
taking courses and stuff now, and like to do better. But it's like, but you look at this company, it's like, where do you see, like, looking at this roster, where do you see the next big superstar? Because these guys are like freaking independent, like, you know, weekend warriors. Like, I don't see any of these people come in. It's like, okay,
They're
that guy is gonna be big. In this
like,
Yeah, that
I
guy's gonna be-
look, I don't want to shit on these people, but like half
Yeah,
of
keep
them
it
are
real.
fucking like half of them are like I had 3 matches on Explosion in 2008,
Yep.
yeah.
and then the other half are like recently recovering drug addicts.
Yep.
It's like that's
Yep.
not a good mix for a show. And
No.
look, also Al Snow's creative is fucking terrible. Like
Yep.
they can't manage their. I mean, if you want to see how bad it is, watch the show Net Wrestlers on Netflix, the
Oof.
docu-series they did about OVW just a couple of years ago, and
Is
it's a
Muhammad
fucking
Bashir-
shit show.
Sorry, Cream. Is Muhammad Bashir, is he still there in OVW? Or is he gone?
I
Are
don't
you
know.
I'm talking
I
about?
don't know. He might be
He-
going because he had to have a visa, so
Yeah.
his visa might have lapsed and he had
Yeah.
to go back home. Maybe I don't know.
But
Again, I try not to watch OVW whenever I can.
Yeah.
But this show's a fucking shit show. They don't know what they're doing. It's worse than TNA and NWA, and it's worse than JCW, and
Yeah.
it's creatively worse than JCW,
It's
which
worse
is
than-
saying a
And
lot.
it's worse than AEW, honestly.
it might be worse
Oh, well,
than Heroes of
clearly. I mean,
Wrestling.
fucking say what you will about Tony Khan, and sometimes they haven't taken medical very, seriously. Look at Matt Hardy. But if their wrestler was like curled up and seizuring in the ring, they would fucking stop.
They would
There's
stop,
no
yeah.
fucking way they would keep that. No company, TNA would even do that.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, well, hold on.
So it takes a
Hang on.
special type of fucking retard to go out there and be like, "Well, we're gonna keep going." No, you're not.
Don't forget about the tag match they did during the pandemic era, though, because remember Rick Knox it was a 4-way tag
Fuck.
team match. It was
Yeah.
Dark Order, the Butcher, the Blade, and the Candlestick Maker against the Bucks and somebody else, and Alex Reynolds got knocked out legitimately, and everyone was still getting their shit on, and Rick Knox didn't do a damn thing to stop the match. And that was on live TV and didn't do nothing.
You're
about
right. You're right. I forgot about that
Yeah,
one. So
so I
maybe
mean-
I'll put the caveat on AEW then.
Asterisk.
But again,
Yeah,
most
like-
companies will be like, they may still be getting their shit in, but somebody's sprinting from the fucking back,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Cream. I think Heroes of Wrestling would fucking stop. That's
I
how
don't
bad.
know what Heroes of Wrestling would do, honestly.
it.
Maybe we need Heroes of Wrestling to come back and take
Oh.
TNA's spot, honestly.
Do I look like 21?
I mean, like OVW, it's dead, Jim. Like, come
There's
on.
no
We're not
next Batista.
it's not coming back. It's
There's-
done. The
There's
thing
no
is
next
fucking
Batista, next John Cena. All that class of 2002, you're not going to see that again. Basically,
No.
is what
And
we're
well,
you know
look,
what?
you don't even need to see that. You just need to see some level of competency
someone,
that they don't
even
have.
someone.
There are a ton
Even-
of fucking indie promotions out there that do a better job, and some of them don't even do that much. At least the shows are better, like JCW or GCW. Sorry, like I'm not a big fan of them. Honestly, there's a lot of weird things with them, and we've talked about it, especially with like this. That was Sabu, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sabu.
GCW.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some weird shit having to deal with that. But like at least the shows can be somewhat entertaining.
And
Yeah.
You know, at least with OVW, you have the scumbaggery of GCW with the fucking show talent level of NWA. It
Yeah.
literally is the worst of all possible options. Like you're better off watching literally any other wrestling promotion in the world.
And I got to thinking about this too, by the way, when we announced it, when me and Trey covered this 2 weeks ago, when they announced that they were teaming back up with OVW, because this is the second time they teamed up with OVW, because they were a developmental brand for them in 2011, 2012 for TNA. And the only thing I can think of is that was a Tommy Dreamer thing before he left and got the deal between Al Snow and TNA and OVW to do the developmental thing. That's the only thing I can think of. That was the last thing that Dreamer did.
But that shouldn't be, quite frankly, that shouldn't be a Tommy Dreamer thing. That should be a Carlos Silva thing.
Well, you would think, but Tommy was
business decision, not a creative.
But Tommy was head of talent relations, so maybe they gave Tommy that pull and said, "Hey, Tommy,
But then that means Carlos Silva isn't doing his job, which clearly fucking tracks." Considering what the fucking shows have been like, I don't think that's up to that's not a talent relations thing. Talent relations is him managing that, right? Like fucking that would be like if what's his face, dickhead who's pooping on women with Vince.
Johnny Laurinaitis.
It'd be like if Laurinaitis was out there being like, you know what? I think we're gonna do a deal with New Japan. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Your job is to interact with the talent. And quite frankly, it seems like that would be a better job for Tommy Dreamer. Talent relations, not having to book and just focusing on the talent. That's probably where his strong suits are, because he does seem like a very personable person. I know there was a bunch of bullshit that people were saying. I don't really, I haven't seen enough of any of it to really be like, yeah, okay, Tommy Dreamer's a scumbag. I don't think so. There's not enough information on it. I'm not willing to trust just trust me, bro.
And
on
the timing
it.
Let's just call it
something
out.
like this where you're saying it's a scumbag,
And
right?
the timing of
I think it's opportunistic. They're looking at a guy who's down, and then they're going after him. It's weird. Even if he did do you, even if he did wrong you, to do that says a lot about you as a person.
Yep.
Like, and I honestly, I think it honestly makes you look so bad that if I was running a company, I wouldn't hire you, because quite frankly, you're not personable. If you're willing to just kick someone while they're down like that, then that's a problem. Now, if there's genuine issues, you should have brought those up years ago at this point, because all of this stuff was like years ago. And then there's a couple where there's just no info on it at all, where it's like, yeah, I don't know about that one. I do think that Tommy Dreamer is a personable person, like a personable guy, and I think he would fit well in talent relations. And that's the way you could have said to him, hey man, your booking's bad, so we can fire you, or we can have you resign from booking, right? Makes you look good, but we keep you with talent relations, and you focus fully on that, and we keep you on board. That would have been this, and then you get rid of Delirious, quite frankly, because I don't think he would be good at talent relations.
No,
maybe if you have something he could be a part of, offer him that, and then maybe you can, especially if you have a. I mean, I just thought of this. Tommy Dreamer was their talent relations guy and their booker. They fired him, and then all of a sudden everyone's
and a
leaving.
producer. He was a producer for matches too, by the way, or an agent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I mean, and you lose your talent relations guy, and then everyone's fucking leaving.
Yeah.
Well, that's a problem. You should have kept them on as talent relations, at the very least, and maybe even producing if you want to fucking give them that. Sure, whatever.
Honestly,
you don't have anyone to produce, so it's probably a good idea to have at least one. But like this whole company is run so fucking poorly, and it has for years. I mean. We're going to be watching Dark Side of the Ring when that comes out. I mean, that, by the way, we will be doing videos on, so we're going to release reviews of each episode on the channel. So make sure you stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, turn, everything.
Turn, teen time, hoo-hoo, whatever the fuck word is. Make sure you keep the notifications on, subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, TNA's been in a shit state before. It's been in a shit state for most of its existence. And like, this is just bad, though. This is the worst it's ever been. This is worse than Pop TV.
A few weeks ago about, like, now that Tess is gone, what do you do with fucking Alicia Fox?
Yeah. You're leaving people mid fucking storyline. What do you do?
Yeah, because she's not good on her own. Like, let's keep it real. You want to see a solo Alicia Fox in TNA? No.
Well, now you got Candice
26.
Michelle now. Well, now you have Candice Michelle now. She's the producer for the Knockouts. So it's like, that's no offense to Candice Michelle, but that's kind of a downgrade mix between like Gail Kim being an agent.
It should have been Gail Kim. Yeah. Even the Mickey James, he probably would have been better off with that kind of job, because at least Mickey's like a legend, right?
Yeah. But
yeah, I don't, and it's one of these things too where maybe Candice Michelle is good, but what do you have to work with? Because you don't know if someone's gonna be there for the next taping. How do you actually do creative for this company when in a month from now you could have booked a bunch of shows and started this big storyline, and then all of a sudden they're fucking gone because they got the shits. They want to leave, because rightfully so. I mean, I say they get the shits, but quite frankly, if I was a wrestler, I wouldn't want to be in fucking TNA right now anyways.
No.
I want to get the fuck out of there. Yeah, and they're offering 3 months deals and shit. It makes it impossible to actually book anything. You can't do you can't do short-term deals like that in wrestling. It doesn't work unless you're like an indie promotion type of shit. But quite frankly, that doesn't work anymore. Maybe back when there was fucking territories, but now we're just like, this is an indie promotion that runs out of this city and it runs out of other cities too. It's like, yeah, there's not really territories. There's just a bunch of scattered indies that you can't really do like a 3-month deal with an indie promotion in Chicago. Like it doesn't work like that. It's not viable. It's just not a viable way of contracting people. And again, you were arguably a close number 3 in America. You should not be fucking doing like limited fucking contracts like that. No, buddy. You need to fucking lock people in. It's not to fuck them over. It's so you can build something. You can actually have a company that's viable so more people can be contracted. Sure, let's say Mike Santana, he wants to leave and go to WWE. Good for him. But if TNA is in a shit state where you can't bring someone else in and build them like Mike Santana, then it's all for nothing, quite frankly, because you're never going to be the number 1 company. You may never even be the number 2 company at this fucking rate.
No.
You might be an interesting place that hardcore fans can go to see people who will then go to AEW and WWE, and they can also be entertained along the way. And that's what indie shows do. You're a big indie promotion, and you just have to go with it. And the fact you have the WWE deal and that was a shit show. And to be fair, that's not all TNA's fault. But what the fuck has happened? We haven't had anything with that except for like Ariana Grace and that shit. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all we've had since the invasion, whatever the fuck the Israeli government
and Lexus King are like their only thing. Stacks and Lexus King.
Yeah. But it's been a complete fucking shit show. And man, I hate saying that because I want TNA to succeed. I really do. I fucking love TNA.
I was hyping them up last year.
Especially the fact that they made the right decision, went back to the old branding, switched it from Impact. Like they did a lot of little things right. And then they started doing some big things right.
Well, they messed up one thing though. They messed up one thing. When you came back to the TNA brand, you needed to have the 6-sided ring back. That's the biggest. That's the biggest deal breaker.
I think that might just be I don't know, maybe a logistical issue or some shit like that.
Maybe, or it's just
if it was like easy to do, I would say do the 6-sided ring. It makes you stand out. Yeah, but
because AAA don't do it no more, so that's basically that could be their own identity now, like it was before back here in the States. I don't know.
Yeah. And so we're just stuck with a company that's in limbo and doesn't know what to fucking do. And it's just going to keep free falling. And
How
that's
do
the
you fix
sad
the
part of it,
X
man,
division?
because there's a lot of good talent there and a lot of good talent that could go there. And it really irritates me. This TNA shit really pisses me off because it's like
They had a layup.
you have so much promise. Even now, there's still promise. You still have people there that are still there that you could do something with, except for the fact that you only have them there for like 2 fucking months on these short-term contracts. And guess what happens? When your company goes to shit creatively and yet everyone's on a short-term contract and they see that things are going downhill, you have no time to pull the nose of the fucking plane up. So you're just barreling into a fucking mountain.
And they're gonna leave. Because especially some who are worth the shit. Marsha, let's keep it real. She could easily go back to WWE. I actually think if she gets a release from TNA, let's go back to WWE. She'll go back to NXT.
I'd say
here's the thing. If you had a choice to fucking stay on the Titanic while it's sinking or get on a fucking boat, what are you going to do? You're going to get on a fucking boat. Yeah. No one's like, you know what? I know there's enough lifeboats here in this metaphorical version of the Titanic. I know there wasn't in real life. Let's assume there is. It's like, yeah, I know there's no, enough lifeboats. I think I'm just gonna chill, man. I'm just gonna hang out while the boat sinks. No one's gonna fucking do that.
No.
It's ridiculous.
TNA consists of two things. It's either people who are former WWE superstars have nowhere else to go, and TNA is a good, reliable place to go make a paycheck, still be on seen by fans, and everything in between. And it's a bunch of fucking people that should be like bagging groceries at Kroger. Let's just be real. Like like I said, there's no superstars. Now you got OVW coming in. Their talent roster's not good. And I'm sorry. Yeah, you want to live your dream out and be an OVW wrestler and try to be on TV with Impact. I have nothing against you, but let's just be real though. You compare the WWE's Performance Center and their talent pool of homegrown talent compared to TNA. It's a night and day comparison. It's just like there's no it's just not there.
They're just not big enough to do homegrown talent.
No.
Just be a big indie. Yeah. That's all you need to do.
And that's the problem. But wrapping a bow on this, again, I don't know where TNA goes. I wanted to, I want them to succeed. We were accused by, AJ Francis, that sack of shit, telling us that we wanted to go away. It's like, no, we don't want to go away, but optics is, the truth is the truth, and you can't just lie about it. It's the truth. TNA is in a really weird state right now, and I don't know. Like I said, going back to the whole 3-month system thing. Like, back in the territory days, you would do like a handshake deal and say, okay, I'll be here for 6 months in St. Louis and I'll go the next 6 months and go to Atlanta, right? I don't think TNA has the money to sign these people's long-term deals, because that's the case. They should have locked up Mike Santana a long time ago. Like, they should have given him a multi-year deal.
They have the money. I mean, Anthem has the money.
Well, I'm saying they might have the money, but I don't think they have it from their budget, though. I don't think Anthem's like, okay, yeah, we'll give you that said money to sign that guy, because if they have the Bob Carter,
they give Nemeth a big deal. They've given people deals. They changed. I think they made a conscious decision to move, because I think you could lock up all your big guys. I will say maybe some of the smaller guys or newer guys that you're bringing in, you would have on lower contracts, like lower long-term, like short-term contracts, because, we don't know what the fuck's going to happen with this guy, and also we don't want to spend the money on that. But they have spent money on longer-term contracts. They have.
That's the long-term contract.
Nick Nemeth is on one right now, apparently. So. It's not like they can't. I think they made an active decision not to, and that's the problem, because I don't think it was a budgetary decision. I think maybe it was, but I think it was just genuinely they thought they were clever enough that they could be like, well, if we do all these short-term contracts and string them along, then we're going to be okay. Well, that works if your show's worth being on. WWE could get away with doing short-term contracts, maybe, but even then, they wouldn't, because it's a stupid idea, because, quite frankly, people are just going to fucking leave at some point. Yeah. They're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to move on to another company.
Yeah, there's a reason the bigger companies don't even do that. So what makes you think TNA could get away with it, right?
Do you think WWE really wants to put, like, I don't know, let's say Seth Rollins on a ton of small contracts strung together, where at any point in time, if they don't have the greatest creative thing for him that he feels, he can just go and leave whenever he wants? And so all that effort they put through to build him, he can just take to another company and they'll lock him up at a long-term contract? No, that would be fucking dumb. Like, it's stupid. This company is run by a bunch of fucking idiots. Like, I don't get any joy out of saying that. This company should be a lot better. I had high hopes for TNA. I wanted them to cause AEW to improve creatively. That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping we would get almost an arms race between these two companies, each trying to one-up each other, so we, all of us watching, could see the best possible shows we could get. And we didn't get that, actually. Honestly, AEW just to up their creative, right? It's better than what it was last year. So it's improved, and TNA is taking a giant fucking step backwards.
And they have
a step backwards that's so far that I think it's going to take years to fix.
They had a layup from WWE, and people are trying to blame WWE. Like, no, WWE gave them the layup. Their first TV deal, like, that matters, is Spike. And they fumbled the ball. That's on them.
Yep. Well, putting a bow on all the TNA stuff, you know what? It's a good thing. It's a good segue. You know, we were talking about people who should be getting locked up to deals. Let's talk about Raja Jackson, how he should be locked up in jail.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cream, do you want to Trey or Cream? Do you want to read that for the chat about Raja Jackson?
I got this. Okay. Raja Jackson began his sentence today, Thursday, July 2nd, for the incident last August involving Psycho Stu. He must serve 90 days in jail, spend 2 years on formal probation, and pay $81,000 in restitution, to Stu. Stu spoke in court and said he holds no grudges against Jackson. What happened affected me deeply, and I do not minimize the seriousness of it. The injuries I suffered fed to a long and difficult recovery that I'm still trying to recover from, including treatment for a severe traumatic brain injury, a shattered maxilla, and bone graft procedure. I do not stand here with hatred for a desire for revenge. I hold no grudges against Mr. Jackson. People can make terrible decisions in difficult moments. I get his view, but no, fuck Raja. No.
Yeah, this was premeditated murder. Yep. And anyone who says, oh, you should say that's alleged, we have literally the evidence online of saying, I'm going to go kill that guy.
From himself.
And then he goes ahead. And on him saying to a dude on stream, I'm going to go kill that guy. And then guess what? He goes in and tries to kill the guy. Yep. So it's premeditated attempted murder, right? And yeah, the guy should be serving an actual prison sentence, right? Not like a little jail sentence.
No.
This should be a couple of years in prison. He needs to spend a couple of years in prison.
20 years.
And quite frankly, the man is not emotionally okay. And I think for himself, it is probably best that he is institutionalized and given therapy. He needs it, clearly, because the guy was so annoyed at what happened.
Yep.
And then the guy asked and, apologized, and he forgave the guy. And then he saw his chat was calling him a bitch, and that's what sent him off. Well, clearly that stems from somewhere in his life, and he needs help for it, right? Do I think he'll actually listen? No, he'll probably end up reoffending and shit. But
sure he will.
But it's for his benefit too. It's justice, and it's for his benefit. The only thing you can do for Stu's benefit is just medical recovery, right? It's not like he was stolen and now someone stole something and now he has to be repaid for it, although he's getting paid almost $100,000 in damages. But again, that's not a, I don't know. Like Raja Jackson needs fucking help, and his dad won't fucking be the one to do it. And And
Well,
quite frankly, there's some blood on Rampage Jackson's hands, especially the way he acted.
Yeah.
Like he knew his son was like this and he did nothing to help him. That's on you. You're a parent.
He's a shit parent. Let's be real. He's a shit father.
He is. And you want to know what he would do if he saw us say this? He'd be like, well, I'd beat the shit out of you. And that's the fucking problem. Because you are literally just resorting to violence for everything. And you know what? You're a great MMA fighter. You're a terrible fucking parent. And you having kids is a fucking mistake. All right?
Yep.
You should have fucking got yourself a vasectomy. You should have never busted a nut in your wife at all. Like, you are a fucking terrible father. And you should have regrets. You should have a lot of regrets. And it's actually not too late to fix it. Crazy enough. I know this situation happened. But Stu is still alive. Right?
Yeah.
Stu's alive.
God, by the grace of God.
He'll probably never wrestle again, but he'll be able to be alive.
Yeah.
So his career's over. Thanks, Raja. His career's over now.
So it's not too late to fix this situation, but Rampage Jackson won't, and Raja Jackson won't. And it's not all Rampage's fault. I mean, Raja Jackson's an adult. You can't be going around doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like, again, if you want to fucking act like this, there are consequences for it. I'm sorry. You have to deal with it. The consequences of Stu doing that was, and then apologizing and having his apology accepted, was he need to almost be killed? Well, sorry, there are consequences to almost killing someone. You have to go to jail. This guy he's going to have a criminal record for life. Good. But he needs to spend time in an institution. I'm sorry.
It should be like 10 years to 20. I don't like that it's only 90.
He's going to get off easy. $81,000. His dad's fucking rich.
I mean, let's be real. It's not even going to be the full 90 days. He'll get out in like 60.
Oh, yeah, because he'll get out on good behavior or some shit.
Yeah.
No, he needs to spend a year plus in an institution.
Yeah, like
I would say he needs to have actual like therapy while he's in said institution, and maybe then he can turn his life around. I genuinely want the guy to turn his life around because we don't need more people trying to kill people. Crazy idea. And for Stu, man, I'm glad to hear that he's doing a bit better, but yeah, it's fucked. What happened to him was fucked. And maybe you can say, oh, he shouldn't have done that shit with Raja, but he apologized. He realized. He apologized. And yeah. And for the people who thought it was a good idea to then have Raja go into the ring, bad idea. It's not their fault that this happened, but because they thought everything was cool, and they're like, oh, well, we could do something kind of cool with this, right? And it makes your stream, gives you something interesting, does something for our show. I get why, but again, in hindsight, shouldn't have fucking done it.
Again, you don't have a guy who doesn't know anything about the business come in off the street and just say, okay, well, because if you guys remember, Stu hit him with the beer can at the cookout before the matches started, which is retarded. Why the hell are you having a cookout and drinking beer before a match starts? Anyways, in the parking lot. Second of all, Stu grabbing the beer can, hitting him over the head was the stupidest thing I ever saw in my life. It was everyone was to blame in this, but the promoters were also to blame because you don't have a guy who's untrained, who's never been inside the wrestling ring, never been in the business, don't know what you're fucking doing, and then just like say, oh, we're good now. No, and plus, like I said, this guy stems back from his mental issues from his dad because let's be real, Rampage is a piece of shit father. He fucking sucks. Go watch his fucking kick streams. The dude's like, what, 50 years old, and he's hanging out with people like in their 20s and 30s at pool parties and like, oh, how are you? Yeah, he's
like a 50-year-old man trying to like sleep with a bunch of 20-year-old women.
Yeah.
He's a creep. He's a shit father.
Yep.
And yeah, like, I mean, he's coasting off of shit he did 20 years ago.
Yep.
Sad. It's genuinely sad and pathetic.
And again, the promoters were to blame. That's what I mean. It was so bad they freaking got their deal cut from WWE ID program. That's gone for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
and that was Rikishi's school, by the way.
Yeah, and like I said,
by the way, did he say anything about that?
I've not
seen. I think he said like, "Oh, Stu's doing all right. We love Stu."
Yeah, I think that was it.
And then you have his freaking piece of shit friend when he's in the hospital, going to the hospital, the freaking vanilla midget over there trying to cut a promo and try to do an angle with Raja. everyone's on the streets of LA and everything between. This whole thing was a fucking clusterfuck. It's embarrassment to the business. It's embarrassment to everybody involved. Like I said, Raja Jackson should be locked up for life in a padded room with the Puzzle Factory with a freaking straightening jacket, not a straight jacket, a straightening jacket, and leave.
I don't know. I don't know about for life. I think he needs to spend time though, in prison.
I would say
no. I don't know. I don't know that long. I think he needs to spend I don't know 3 years in prison with actual therapy.
Yeah,
because that's important too. You can't just lock him in there. Then he's going to come out.
Well, I was gonna say throw him in prison, and then after you throw him in an institution afterwards.
No, well that's I don't think that's a good idea. You might as well just throw him in the institution to begin with. No, you gotta just give him actual therapy. Like have him sit down and talk to someone and talk out his emotions instead of trying to pound someone's fucking head in. And the only way he's going to be able to do that is if you court order it with threatening of, like, if you let him off and be like, okay, but you're going to therapy and it's court ordered, so we're going to enforce this, or else you're going to prison for like fucking 10 plus years. Or if you send him to prison for a short amount of time, make him do that. And then if he gets out on good behavior a little earlier, well, then at least you've done something to where it's not a guarantee that something like this is going to happen again. Because I think it is a guarantee. He'll get called a bitch. Somebody will accidentally or purposefully do something, and then he'll try to fucking kill them again.
Well, if he's in community service and if he's picking up garbage on the side of the highway, they give you those like stick gimmick things to pick up the trash. If if another inmate or whatever says something stupid, well, you try to allegedly try to use that as a harpoon to the freaking dude. Yeah. Like
maybe I don't know if he knows what a harpoon is, but maybe he tries to pull some Captain Ahab. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't know. But again, yeah, I don't know. I think the guy's mentally unhinged and he needs help. Well, and so in a way, I do feel bad for him. But again, he's the one who's the least wronged in this situation. Yeah. So I mean, you gotta at some point, someone has to be the one to take the fall, and it should be the guy who attempted to kill the other guy, in my humble opinion. Mm-hmm. But again, it's a shit situation, and this is why like people will shit on indie shows as well, because you'll see dumb shit like this fucking happen. Yep. And it reflects badly on. I mean, it reflects badly a bit on WWE's ID system that they weren't like. I don't think they properly vetted these companies. I mean, you should have someone going there and checking.
Well, I mean, you got to think though that the person on the board is related to the said family, so he probably could have pushed that more than anybody. But
true. But I don't know if he was. I don't know if that happened. I think they just saw that Rikishi owned a fucking. I think what happened was they're like, "Oh, Rikishi owns this. Yeah, well, he used to work for us. There we go. Boom."
Well, you know what? Yeah. Always remember, chat. Smash JT said he can be a Raja Jackson and Rampage. That is legit. He did say that on film. No. So he did say that.
He would. It would be bad if he tried.
Yeah,
it would be bad.
I think he should do it.
Just kidding.
You know what? Speaking about someone else who's in pretty much in wrestling jail. Let's cover the whole shit in caboodle with freaking Jim Cornette, Paul Walterhausen, and Mason Rook. Because, oh boy, there's a lot to go on this one. You guys ready for this?
What? I don't know if I am.
Okay. So let's get into it because there's a lot of context. Okay. So apparently Cornette was making some tweets about Jason Drake, I believe his name is, and Mason Rook. They had a match on NXT this past Tuesday, yada, yada, yada. Cornette made some comments. Paul Walterhausen said some things, and you can't go back to look. I cannot go back to look because, well, spoiler alert, Paul Walterhausen deleted his entire Twitter because he got ate up alive on X for what
he got said,
which he should have. Yeah. Fuck you, motherfucker. Go fuck yourself. Seriously, go fuck yourself.
But Mr. T, don't you have a couple screenshots for us?
I do, But here's the tweets that started off with the whole thing, right? So Cream, you want to read that off, and then I'll go through the to the list. What I got?
Yeah, sure thing. It's friends and family who got free tickets watching Chaz Bono endure oxygen deprivation, turd blossom. You couldn't have parked Nick Bockwinkel's car. Fuck off.
God damn. Fucking A, Jim.
And this was Mason Rook's reply to that said tweet.
It's incoming.
Man.
It's coming up.
Jim Cornette, guys.
It's gonna happen.
Whatever you think of him, don't try to go back and forth with him. Because, I mean, for a year, he called Naya the fridge, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mason Rook writes, thanks, Jim. I'm so grateful all my friends and family from England were in attendance last night. Okay.
Yes, there's that, and there's my comment right there, and then you have Cornette right here. Just, I'm sorry, the motherfucker is a lingual. Oh, go ahead.
Jim Cornette responds with, "I didn't mean your specific family and friends and family, you human waterbed, or there wouldn't have been enough people in the crowd to count to 15 on their fingers." Okay.
Fuck.
And then there's my tweet right there. It got some good likes on that.
Yeah, should everybody follow the fucking Pin Down Twitter?
They should if you're looking for Twitter. If you're looking for some good content on there. Plus, we got blocked by Vince Russo, so we are winning.
Vince Russo, AJ Francis, the Pin Down account is blocked.
Ryan Nemeth is my bitch, so there's that too.
We got banned. We got blocked by Vince Russo. Not sure why.
Don't know either. I never interacted with him, so I think he's scouting us out. So
I wanted to bug him for a job just for memes. I wanted to work at JCW for a week just for a joke.
Now
I can't do that. Fuck.
Hey, stay tuned.
I wanted to hang out with Jonathan Coachman. What the fuck?
Oh God. Okay. So, anyways, getting back on context here, Paul Walterhausen retweeted back this whole thing with Cornette, and this is what he said, and he got ate up alive. Kareem, you want to read this tweet from good old Paul Walterhausen, Stingray from Cobra Kai?
I'd love to. He writes, "My children and their generation will never know or care who Nick Bockwinkel is or was. Doesn't diminish his legacy / talent / what he gave. It's just the truth, Jimmy. The coming generation will likely watch and enjoy Mason Rook and Jackson Drake. Boo hoo." Okay.
Wow.
With this one, I will say that the later you go on with generations, the less people will kind of recognize names. Like I don't think many of us can tell you a lot about George Hackenschmidt. Doesn't mean he wasn't important. He was, yeah, exactly. Or Frank Gotch.
Well, I mean, it was before television, so there was no televised events for George Hackenschmidt. But yeah,
true. But you could read newspaper.
Well, sure, but no one reads anymore. So then,
well, because you can. But
that's not true. I can read Braille. All right,
that's true. He just thinks letters. He just thinks words are bumps. He doesn't even know what the bumps mean.
3 bumps, 4 bumps, and a vertical square.
Yeah, exactly. Vertical square. That's wild. What I'm trying to say is, like, it doesn't mean that those people weren't important. But the way to put it like that, I just don't think is like the coming generation is really gonna like Mason Rook and Jackson Drake. Okay.
No.
Okay, maybe. Let's assume they do. But guess what? The generation after that and the generation after that, you think they're really going to care about Mason Rook and Jackson Drake? No, they're going to care about, like, I don't know, Florian Detour and John Jennings. I don't know. I'm making up new fucking names. I like Florian Detour. That's a good wrestler name. But see how it just continues where it's like, that's old and stinky. I don't care about that. What I care about is the new guy And guess what? The new guy will be the old guy, and then someone will say the same shit, and you'll be like, no, I love Mason. What? My kids love Mason Rook. And it's like, yeah, okay. I don't know. What the fuck? I don't know why you have to prop up Mason Rook by being like, no one cares about Nick Bockwinkel.
Yeah, that was...
Like, and by the way, people will know the name Nick Bockwinkel. Like, wrestling fans are fucking autistic. They go back and they look at everything they can find. And guess who is a very prominent person in the wrestling business?
Nick Bockwinkel.
Nick Bockwinkel. You're right, Trey.
Yeah.
You're right. So guess what? People are going to fucking remember who Nick Bockwinkel is. And they're going to remember who, like, Bret Hart is behind me. Guess what? In, like, 2 generations, I don't think many people will give a shit about
People
Bret Hart.
remember Simon Dean from the Ruthless there. He wasn't even there that long.
But does that mean Bret Hart sucks because eventually people won't really have a connection with what he did because too much time has passed and they'll be observing it like it's a historical figure as opposed to someone who was doing things in their lifetime? Yeah, that happens all the time. That doesn't, like, again, I don't get why he would, like, he's not wrong, but then, like, doing a boo-hoo thing is like, why even do that? Just be like, I disagree with you. I don't think these guys are shit. And that has nothing to do, like, and Nick Bockwinkel's cool too. That's how I would have put it.
Well, that's the thing. That's what Paul Walterhausen says some stupid shit a couple of days ago.
Yeah. And
also, too, I can't pull up the tweet because I can't find it, but he also did another tweet and said, my children will be arrogant as hell. That's what he said, though, in the next tweet, we're talking about Nick Bockwinkel and all that stuff. This is the problem I got with people now today. They don't have any respect for the guys who actually busted their ass, the ones who actually bled, sweat, and did the tears in the ring. And they're just like, these guys are nothing to me. Like, I don't think maybe
he's trying to quote the great Dave Meltzer. Do you think he's trying to work an angle here? Or he's trying to make himself be like, oh, I'm a cool wrestler.
Probably, but
maybe.
Yeah, because he changed his Twitter handle. Hang on, let me find his Twitter. Yeah, here it is right here.
And then he got the backlash and he quit.
Yeah, because he talked shit about Nick Bockwinkel. Nick Bockwinkel was very influential in the business because, my God, he was a part owner of wrestling down there in Texas with Paul Bosch. And no one knows that crap. He was half owner of Paul Bosch. He was a staple in the AWA. Yeah, he was multiple-time AWA champion.
Did Hogan beat him for the title?
Technically, but it wasn't official. Yeah. It was kind of like one of those like dusty finishes, like, oh well, Hogan did this, so technically that match doesn't happen type of deal.
But still,
right?
It's not even like he wasn't relevant.
Yeah,
even like, I mean, he was relevant in the last 40 years.
Nick Bockwinkel was a gentleman's type of character, right? That's what his character was pretty much was back in the day, and like he was a mixture between Gorgeous George and Ric Flair. Always spoke well, always was very reserved. When you got him in the ring, it was on, and he did everything he could to cheat if he had to, and everything in between. Like, he was managed by Bobby Heenan, for God's sake. So Nick Bockwinkel's not some fucking ham and egger on the streets that no one like remembers about. Like, this guy was very influential in the wrestling business, and you got Paul Walterhausen, who thinks he's a new top thing now in the business because, why did some matches in Ring of Honor and did some matches from MLW, and plus, I was nominated for an Oscar with Clint Eastwood. Well, guess what? I was nominated fucking Homecoming King, and I didn't fucking win. Who gives a fucking fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck does your Oscar have to do with your I've seen him do acting for wrestling, and you can see it here. Buddy, you do not act like your acting is not Oscar nomination worthy. In this instance, I do think he's actually a talented actor. I like Richard Jewell. That's a good movie. But holy fuck, buddy, you can't go on and say I won an Oscar and then offer up some of the worst acting I've ever seen.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't win an Oscar. He got nominated for an Oscar.
Oh, nominated. Yeah, nominated. But still, that's a huge achievement for an actor. Yeah. But then you offer up his like mannerisms here, which are so bad. Like, and even look, wrestling's acting mannerisms, I think we can all agree most of the time, not the best. No. But this is pretty fucking bad, man.
Like watch this fat fuck. He comes out dressed up as Big Bubba back in the NWA. He's Big Boss Man. Look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking vanilla midget. With his
Yeah, but I
big
thought
tits.
no one would care about him.
Like, look
Yeah,
at this shit.
He looks like a jabroni.
Oh,
Of
by
course
the way,
he
he
does.
calls himself the Mercenary.
Yeah.
The Mercenary. That is
Yeah.
such a generic, like, wrestling revolution, wrestling
Yeah, and he
empire.
does the leaning on
Look
the
at this.
ropes.
Look, look, he hits the fucking ropes. Just like
yeah,
and
that atomic drop was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
this
Yeah,
motherfucker
then-
is going to critique people and say how they're the next big thing in superstars of wrestling.
Watch his running senton. That one's really bad.
Okay, wait a minute.
That comes up later in this clip. His running senton. That was pretty bad.
Oh, that
Super
shit.
kick was
Oh my god! What
Yeah.
was that,
Now
dude?
he's a dog.
And then he does that shit. Yeah, like
Why didn't he just make his
Spine
gimmick
Buster
Stingray?
was fucking
the
terrible.
sharpshooter's dog shit.
Yeah, that's
Texas
a terrible
Cloverleaf
sharpshooter.
thing he's
You
doing.
think
Yeah.
it's worse? You think it's worse than the Rock?
Well, I know The Rock was pretty bad, but like this guy, like, come on, man. Come on. Are you fucking serious, dude? You're going to tell people.
And his titty strap fell off too.
Yeah.
Why isn't he just Stingray from Cobra Kai? That could just be a gimmick.
You know what? You know, just honestly.
Why isn't he just Hollywood actor who wants to moonlight as a wrestler? It works well for David Arquette.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
we'll get to
you
him
don't
in a minute.
need a fucking gimmick. You're a celebrity already.
This
You,
might.
you literally are the gimmick by showing up at the event. You don't need another gimmick.
Like
on
Logan
top of it.
Paul. Like, look at Logan Paul.
Yeah.
He's
I mean, he's just an arrogant asshole in real life, and that's why
Yeah.
people like him,
and
or more likely like to hate him.
and I'm just gonna be real. I don't usually say this like, oh, I'd say this with pleasure. This guy took a picture of Rob Feinstein, and people don't know who Rob Feinstein is. He's a convicted PDF file.
Yeah.
And wants to tell everybody, well, I don't know everything. Well, then that's not when you tell everyone on Twitter. You tell everyone you're like some friggin' historian, like you're some talent scout or whatever.
wrestling historian.
Yeah.
Like you act like. Yeah.
So you know what?
But I should just say he took this picture after he was
yeah.
afterwards. Now,
I
if
think-
you didn't know who the person was, okay, you took a picture before it became like public knowledge and you didn't know, okay. But
Yeah.
again, this is a guy who is very eager to jump into things like that. And when you do that, people will hold you to scrutiny. It
He
happens.
called out the world heavyweight champion Roman Reigns, if you remember a couple weeks
Yeah, you
ago.
called them out for going
Yep.
to the White House, which,
Yep.
like, I'm sorry, one of these things is worse than the other. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. There's
And it was a TKO.
if you want
thing.
to, we're not going to get political, but if you want to say that one of them is the one is bad or cool and based, that doesn't matter to me. But the one is worse. Taking
Yeah.
a picture with a guy who's a sex offender,
Mm-hmm.
is worse. That's worse. And we are sure that he was convicted of this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah, like,
because going back to Tommy Dreamer, when he got convicted of a whole thing, Tommy Dreamer showed up on Ring of Honor TV because Ring of Honor, Rob Feinstein helped find Ring of Honor, and Tommy
Yeah.
Dreamer came in for a show and hugged him in the middle of the ring during the same week when he got convicted. So,
oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
but you know what?
Wait, when he got convicted, he would be in jail, wouldn't he?
I think they settled it out of court, something like that. I had to go back and look at the whole thing about.
I'm gonna take a
Yeah.
look here.
It's been
Good.
forever since I've looked it up though. But he
Because at least with
is,
the Roman Reigns thing, I could say that's probably a TKO thing because UFC is TKO. So
oh
they're
sure
not-
it was.
you gotta-
Yeah, sure it was. But like,
Because Rhea
you got-
goes to the UFC events and shit. A couple of the wrestlers do. So
I just don't like these type of people that think they're holier than thou. And like they're so smart and intelligent. Like you're the worst of everybody because you went to the White House. Like, come on, are you kidding me right now?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're right about the allegations, right?
Yeah. In the aftermath of this, no, he was not criminally charged.
He wasn't. Okay.
He was not
Oh,
criminally
okay.
charged, so he wasn't. But yeah, he got caught by like basically To Catch a Predator shit.
yeah.
Chris Hansen.
Yeah, trying to go to a 14-year-old's boy's house. Yeah.
God. Okay. Well,
And then
you know what?
TNA in the aftermath ended their talent sharing agreement with Ring of Honor.
Yeah, because Rob Feinstein had to sell off his assets and sell it to somebody, I believe. I can't remember who it was, but yeah.
Kerry Silken.
Yeah. So there's that. But putting a bow on Paul Walterhausen, I think we all can speak for everyone from Pin Down. Paul Walterhausen, you can do this.
Take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's just, do I think Cornette is like the completely on the spot with that? No. And you know what? I think there's some interesting, I don't think everyone has to be like jacked and tall in wrestling. I think there are stories you can tell with different shapes of people. Okay, even a Mason Rook type of person, there's a story you can tell there. They're not telling it. They're not doing it very well, but there is something there. And so in that sense, where Cornette is like, they shouldn't be here at all, not involved at all, I disagree. I think there's something you could do there, but clearly NXT is not doing it, and I'll agree on that sense. It's not. It's not working. And to just say, well, they're there, so it's like, I think that's dumb from Paul Walterhauser. And again, Nick Bockwinkel being dragged into this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like,
The
guy.
The man's gone.
Oh, so he has nothing to do with the situation. Like, I get why Cornette brought it in as like an insult thing, right? But then like Paul Walterhauser is like, you know what? I'm really gonna harp in on the Nick Bockwinkel point. It's like, why? Why not just hop in on the point of, well, I don't know, man. Maybe there's trying to tell some different stories and not just rehash old ground. That's a way, because everyone knows that Cornette is an angry old man. So that's how you beat him in an argument like that, right? Now, like, it's just both. I really don't. I think both people are fucking dumb in this. I gotta be honest. It's just the stupidest fucking argument. It's like the fucking. We didn't even cover this. The fucking Bully Ray, I would beat the shit out of John Moxley thing, and then what's his face hopping in, Josh Barnett hopping in and being like, well, I'd beat you up. And it's like, dude, I don't want to hear 50-year-old men go back and forth being like, no, I'd whoop your ass. It's so
I'll beat you up. Yeah, it's like you're a high school. Yeah.
It's like, one, I want to harp on a point here.
Yeah.
One, Josh Barnett would fucking destroy Bully Ray easily. Okay, Josh Barnett actually fought in MMA, did all that stuff. Okay, cool. Bully Ray saying he would beat up John Moxley. I'm pressing X to doubt on that one. Okay. Here's the thing: Moxley may not be good at MMA. He may not be good at BJJ, but he's actually taken some lessons and has a belt, which is significantly better than someone who hasn't. It doesn't matter if he's good or not. You are worse than him because you have no training and he has some.
Yeah.
And even someone with some training can beat up easily someone with none. And then you take into effect, I'm Scott Steiner mathing this, then you add the 33 to 2/3 chance of the fact that, like, I'm sorry, Bully Ray's a 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
You're too old. Yeah. And then you add the fact that he's a bigger guy as well. And, you know, he's a bigger guy in the weight category. Moxley would fucking wipe the floor with you. And that's not to say that's not to say he's like good at BJJ. We've talked about it. He's not. Yeah. But it's just he has some sort of training and he's in physical shape, whereas you just aren't. And again, this whole thing of, well, I have, he's trying to be like Terry Funk. Yeah, maybe he is, but why is that result being like, I'd beat you up? It's fucking stupid. It makes you look like a bitch. You know who comes out good in this whole situation? Moxley. Because he didn't say anything. He just was like, that's fucking cringe, and probably moved on. Josh Barnett cringe as well, because he's like, I'd beat you up. And it's like, yeah, you would. You're an MMA fighter. Like, again, this whole thing of like, trying to measure dicks out here, being like, my dick's actually slightly bigger than yours, dude. And it's like, it's fucking, you're both being pretty fucking dumb here, right? Like,
here's my thing about Bully Ray. 3 things. One, I think he was trying to take off heat with Tommy Dreamer because when he did all the stuff with Josh Barnett, that's when the whole Me Too stuff was going on with Dreamer. Excuse me.
Maybe.
With Dreamer. And he was just trying to get his name out there, and it's like, you know what, I'll just do this, and plus, like, I'll work myself an angle, and if Tony wants to book me, we can book it for some future show for AEW. Blah 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 blah. That's what I think it is. I don't think any of this is true. I think this is just a whole bullshit thing to get the heat off of Dreamer and put it on himself, and everyone leave Dreamer alone for a while. But you want to know someone that I don't want to leave alone at all right now? I've been waiting to talk about this fucker for the past week.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Stuttering Craig. Okay.
Yeah,
I know you've
good
been
old Craig.
very, very eager to talk
So
about
before
this.
I go off on a tangent, because I'm going to go off on a tangent. So, Creamer Trey, who wants to read the tweet and who wants to go and make a comment first before I dive into this shit?
How about I read the tweet and then Trey, I'll let you pop off first. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So for anyone here listening, maybe you're not watching right now, but you're listening. This is from Stuttering Craig Official, and he quote tweeted WWE's tweet of Sami Zayn winning the undisputed title, and his quote tweet says, quote, "I haven't watched wrestling in a good while, so please, someone explain to me, like I'm 5 years old, how this guy got in position to be the face of WWE."
First off, Craig, you stupid motherfucker. He is not the face. Because we learned on SmackDown last night, or if you knew a week ago because it leaked, that Cody's facing Sami and he's probably going to beat Sami.
Yeah.
You can go, Craig, real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to say he's not the fucking face. That would be like saying, well, Kane beat Stone Cold at it was Hell in a Cell, wasn't it? Or King of the Ring.
Yeah,
the
King
same
of the
one
Ring.
as he beat him in the first blood match. So therefore, Kane was the face of WWE for one night. No, you can have your face of the company lose the belt and then try to regain it. Actually, that kind of needs to happen. Especially now, you can't have like a Bruno Sammartino situation because people's attention spans don't last that long. And we've seen it. We've seen people kind of being like upset with how Cody is. And they're like, I want him to turn heel. I want him to turn heel. Even I want him to turn heel at some point. I think they need to do it. They need to execute it perfectly. But people want, people are basically at that point where it's like, okay, it's starting to get a bit stale. So what do? You shake things up. Was this the way to shake things up? I don't think so. But again, this doesn't mean Sami Zayn's the face of WWE. That's so fucking stupid. Of course he's not. The face of WWE is clearly Cody Rhodes. It will be Cody Rhodes after this. It was Cody Rhodes before this. And while this is happening, guess who it is? Still Cody. Sami winning is just a pit stop. It's a little tiny thing that adds into the bigger story that's happening for Cody Rhodes. Their attempt to do this is a way to benefit Cody. It's not to actually benefit Sami. I don't think like inherently this is meant to give the face of the company that chase at the championship. What do they always say? There's money in the chase. That's what they're attempting to do, while also being like, well, we'll give Sami the title for a bit. Because Sami's been there for a long time. He's been a part of big things.
He's been there for 10 years.
Yeah. 10 years, yeah.
So and it's like, it's kind of an underdog type of story that they're trying to tell. But the underdog is never the face of the company. Mankind was never the face of WWE when he won the title.
Oh boy.
Or Triple H.
Right? He
In
wasn't
99.
the face. He wasn't. Yeah, Triple H wasn't the face of the company.
No.
I mean, he eventually became it, but he wasn't when he won it first.
No, like
I'm sorry.
he doesn't get,
Sami's not even one of the faces of the company. He has like he's not. He's not. And the thing is, if you think that the guy who has the title is the face of the company, you're
simple-minded.
You're a casual fan. That's what you are, which is fine. But this
No,
is the same. This is the same stuttering Craig that went on about how he knew a lot about wrestling, and the same fucking idiot that decided to like, I'm gonna stream, do all these streams about wrestling, and then what happened to those? Does he even fucking do them anymore?
No.
Like the guy is a casual fan in everything he does. He has a gaming podcast where he doesn't talk about fucking gaming. And he is a wrestling fan that doesn't know anything about wrestling. What do you fucking know about? Like, what do you know about selling fucking vitamins or some shit? Like, what do you fucking do? Maybe he's a fan of getting shitty hair plugs in Turkey, but like, besides that, the guy doesn't know anything. He's an incompetent fucking rube. And quite frankly, I've dealt with him. And he's fucking annoying. Like he's just dumb. Like I'm sorry, he's just an idiot. And this is the thing that proves it. He's an idiot who's like, what is this? And then he gets clicks because people are like, wow, you're so right, because they're also idiots. Or other people look at it and be like, you're a fucking dumbass. What are you talking about?
Not to make it political. He doesn't like Sammy's politics. Let's just call it spade a spade. He doesn't like Sammy's politics because
he's been on the record saying that.
There's a lot of people's politics I don't fucking like, and guess what? I can like them as a wrestler. I don't mind Sami as a wrestler. Quite frankly, I don't think he should have the title right now. I think that should have been Gunther. But I mean, come on, like I have no problem with him wrestling. That's not my problem with him, and his politics doesn't factor into my opinion of him as a wrestler at all. And if it does, there's something seriously wrong with you. And you're the exact type of person that you probably hate on the other side, whatever side you're on. And again, people whose entire lives are co-opted by, I need to talk about politics. I need to, my politics has to be represented in every single thing. You're insufferable and people fucking hate you.
Yeah.
And you're the reason why no one can just sit back and enjoy things. Like you literally try to beat over everyone's head what you think, and that what you think is right, and then you claim that everyone else is trying to do the same thing and that's wrong, but it's okay when you do it. You're an idiot. That's what you are. You're an idiot with shit hair. I'm sorry, buddy, you were going bald. This is another thing, okay? I'm actually more upset about this, all right? You were going bald, and then what did you do? You went and got shitty hair plugs. Just go bald. Just fucking accept it. You're not a fucking celebrity. You're a fucking idiot on the internet. Accept going bald. Just lean into it, buddy. Yeah, your genetics, your hair genetics, you drew the short straw. Who fucking cares? I'm going fucking gray. You want to see something? I'm going fucking gray here. Probably can't see too well with the camera, but I'm going fucking gray. Now I could go and start buying just for men and start fucking dyeing my hair, or I could just say, well, shit, this is just how it is, and just accept it.
Yeah, so
what am I gonna do? Fucking paint my fucking hair every day? No, that's fucking stupid. Just let it fucking go.
So I'm ready for my rant. Go
ahead.
Where do I fucking start?
I am so tired of these fucking tourists. I even hate to use that word, but they're fucking tourists. All right. You got Craig. I'm a wrestling fan. No, you're not. You're an Attitude Era fan, and you stopped watching when your boy old Vinny Roo fucking stopped booking the territory and left the WCW. And you stopped watching. You said that on stream. And you want to tell everyone, I love wrestling. No, the fuck you don't. You love the bullshit Jerry Springer type of fucking wrestling. You don't know anything about the business. You tell everyone how, I'm this and that. You're a fucking nothing, dude. You suck at every genre you do. You don't know pop culture. You don't know movies. You don't know sports. You don't know dick from, you know what? You don't know from shit from apple butter. You are fucking useless. All right? You are an idiot. And I'm tired of people saying, he's the face of the company. There's only two guys that can arguably be the face of the company. It's either freaking Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. Sami Zayn is a fucking transitional champion. First of all. Second of all, he won the NXT title back, 2015, 2016, right? And he was only champion for like 3 weeks, and he dropped the belt to Kevin Owens. So
3 weeks, yeah.
So it's not be surprised if he goes in there and freaking drops the belt soon to anybody too before SummerSlam. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But you have those idiots like Craig telling he's the new face of the company. No, if you actually knew the business and studied it, this is a transitional point right now. You're such a big Attitude Era fan. It's the same way with Mick fucking Foley, you fucking fuck. Gotta hate this motherfucker.
Like, they don't fucking Craig doesn't get, because they already announced on Raw Cody's facing Sami this coming Raw. Cody's probably winning because they're probably going to do Cody and Punk. That's been rumored for a while now.
And people are saying right now, like, oh well, he shouldn't be champion. Okay, shouldn't be champion. It gives someone a fresh matchups if you wanted to do it. If CM Punk's coming to SmackDown, you can do CM Punk and Sami Zayn for the title. You can do something else between Sami Zayn, whoever the talent is on the freaking roster for the belt. Like, my point being, have Brock Lesnar beat him. Have Brock beat him for the belt. And then freaking Obafemi and freaking Brock Lesnar fight for the title at SummerSlam in Hell in a Cell.
Or give Cody a break and let Gunther take it for a while. Like, there's possibilities out there with Sami, and like, it wouldn't have been my pick, but I don't. It's not the worst thing that's ever happened.
No,
and again, he doesn't know anything about this guy except for that he thinks he has some differing political opinions, which he probably does. But who fucking cares?
Yeah, it's not.
Is the guy actually competent as a wrestler? I would say, Sami Zayn's a competent guy.
Yeah, he's a competent wrestler, yeah.
Then if you can tell an interesting story, it's not a terrible idea. And even if you don't execute the story well, it's not like the worst thing in the world. You know, it's not great, but it's not like the worst. I mean, there's a lot worse things happening in wrestling right fucking now, okay? And there's a lot worse champions out there. I would say that Hangman Adam Page was a worse champion, and that was a guy they were trying to push as the face of their company.
It wasn't even a draw.
It didn't work. Are people going to turn off the TVs because Sami Zayn is champion? Probably not right away. Maybe if you extend this out to like a fucking 6 months, maybe I'll give you that, but not right away, because they want to see Cody get his comeback. They want to see Cody get that back. But yeah, I mean, like, I think we're all in agreement here, really. Trey, do you have anything else you wanna mention on this before I talk about my hair again?
Fucking Craig with his like, because Tyler, I know you said he's an Attitude. I don't even think he's an Attitude Era fanboy, because I bet you he doesn't know certain wrestlers from the Attitude Era. Ironically, he stopped watching in '99 when 2000. Most Attitude Era heads agree. Outside of like '98. Most people agree 2000 is probably the best year of the Attitude Era. Objectively.
That's what all these old talking heads talk about. How great the Attitude Era was. How good this and that was the Attitude Era. It ain't coming back, buddy. Sorry, it's not going to. I would like for Jim
Crockett Promotions. And they're only thinking about the main event angle. Let's be real. Yeah. They're only talking about the main event angle. They're not even talking about like Val Venus, Godfather, Ken Shamrock, even.
Beaver Cleavage.
Yeah. Beaver Cleavage,
Adam Bomb. I know he was earlier in the new generation, but
the fucking oddities, bro.
Yeah, the oddities were pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, it's just he's clearly not a fucking fan. Hold on here. Jody says that I'm going bald. I'm not going bald. I'm going gray. There's a difference at the moment. Now things could change. But I'm not going bald. I'm just going gray.
This is Cream right now reading that comment.
I might go bald at some point. I'm not ruling that out, okay? And if I do, we're either just gonna fucking accept the hair we got, or we're gonna fucking shave it and just go full in. But well, no, you know what? I'm not going bald. If I was, you'd fucking see it here. Look, we look good. We're fine. My hair's a little fucked up because I was wearing a hat, but we're good.
So I think this is a good segue. Okay, this is a good segue because we're about to wind down here, ladies and gentlemen. We have our main event thing we're gonna be sharing right now going on. So here we go.
Oh God, this is gonna take a long time to get through this one. What minute are we
20 minutes. 20 minutes
in? Okay.
Yeah. So there's that. So I'm gonna post this real quick. Old Vinny Roo went on Twitter and his own podcast. And who wants to read that article? Because this made me laugh.
Yeah, sure thing. I can read that out. Vince Russo says Sami Zayn being WWE champion is an absolute joke and the equivalent of David Arquette beating DDP. Brother, you were the one who booked that.
You booked that shit. What?
Yes.
He's like, this thing sucks, and I should know. I did something equally as bad. Like,
on a pole matches, bro.
So here's the thing about Russo.
Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. What the fuck are we talking?
This is what makes me laugh about Russo. Okay, think about this for a second. This is the guy who had the book in WCW and then tells people, well, I didn't come up with the idea of Arquette winning the belt brawl. It was Ready to Rumble, the movie. And Tony Schiavone was on the committee brawl. And he said, wouldn't it be great if he was the world champion? And what did Russo do? He went along with it. The guy with the pencil has the final say to anything he does. Let the guy who doesn't really book wrestling, and Tony Schiavone, he was in the business for that at that point, 10, 15 years at the point.
Yeah.
And you're letting Tony Schiavone fucking call the shots, and you're over there just like, yeah, we'll do it, bro. That's a great idea.
And he would have taken credit if everyone thought it was great, but everyone thought it was bad. So he's like, bro, I had nothing to do with that, bro.
Yep.
Straight up, that was someone else, man. That had nothing to do with me,
passing the buck.
That's what he does. He passes the blame in everything he fucking does. Look at Dutch Mantel. He blames Dutch Mantel for booking the freaking last rights match with Sting and Abyss when he was the fucking writer. And Dutch Mantel was the agent for the match, but he didn't come up with the match stipulation. That was Russo.
Yep.
Like I said,
it's ridiculous.
I have no respect for Vince Russo. I have no respect. I don't hate Russo. I don't wish ill will towards the dude. I just think he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, I completely agree. This is me when I see Russo talk.
You're a clown. You're a clown. I said clown. Clown.
Holy shit! Why did he say that like fucking Vince? You're a clown. Holy fuck. Yeah. That guy's a fucking buffoon. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I like some things he says, and I don't think he's the worst person ever in creative. Clearly from fucking TNA. At least in WCW 2000, there might be like one or two good things he did, like push Booker T, so I can give him credit for that. But quite frankly, most of it was shit. Almost all of it was shit.
You know what? Mike Awesome, who was a killer in ECW, and you turn Mike Awesome, who was a killer in ECW. You give him a fat gimmick. He likes fat chicks.
From killer to thriller, baby.
Yeah, and then he freaking becomes a freaking a hipster in the 70s. Like, he had a partridge butt for God's sake, dude. Every time that Russo talks, this is the only thing that comes to my mind.
Are you on crack?
Seriously, are you? You are a retard.
Are you on crack? Yeah.
You're a retard.
Yeah,
but anyways,
he's fucking in that, dude. He's a fucking rube. I'm sorry, like he's just an idiot.
He's an idiot.
There's a reason Vince McMahon had him on a tard leash, as they say.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's not just because Vince McMahon's a controlling weirdo, but there's fucking reasons.
And I'm not gonna say Russo didn't have any ideas. Like, he did have some ideas, but the problem is Vince took the ideas that were bad and turned it into fucking, he turned chicken shit into chicken salad. That's what he did. And people can say what they want. You got Russo saying, well, I came up with all these guys. I came up with The Rock, came up with Austin. There's no way you can tell Steve Austin how to be Steve Austin. Sorry about it.
And by the way, also, he was kind of doing that in ECW where,
right?
Like, maybe you helped with certain things. Sure. Yeah, of course. But again, it's a collaborative thing. No one comes up with it wholly on their own. And anyone who says they do is a fucking liar.
Yep. Well,
I'm sorry. It's collaborative. You're working with the talent to bring out something. So it's you have a part in it? Yeah, you did. And I'll give you credit for having a part in some of that stuff. But you didn't do the whole thing. and to act like you did the whole thing, it's just fucking bullshit. But you know, you had enough control that you could create Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, but not enough control to stop David Arquette from winning the WCW title.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't add up there. That sounds a little suspect. By the way, leaving WWE to a place where you had more control over the creative.
Full control. Full
Yeah,
control.
that sounds suspect. Yeah. It was
so
bullshit.
bad within 4 months they called Bischoff back to come back in.
Yeah, and it just was a shit show. It was dead.
There was a
Killed
reason.
the entire company.
The product in '99 got better. Once Russo left, late '99 got much better. Setting up 2000 for the layup.
All right, do we want to EFAP this fucking shit?
Yeah.
How many minutes is it that they're covering this for? Because we may be here for a fucking while. Boys.
This goes like 20 minutes. Like he was on. So he was on from like for the 20-minute mark until like the 40-minute mark. So it's a back and forth. Yeah.
This is going to be a fucking while. All right. So what is this, Mr. D? You want to give people some information on what the fuck we're going to be looking at? So this is the Coach and Bro Show. This is a very fantastic name, by the way. It's totally cool, right? Anyway, you got Jonathan Coachman and Vince Russo's podcast, and they have JD from New York, who's a podcaster himself in the wrestling world. Plus, I think he's a commentator for House of Glory, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, there was that whole bullshit where he got kicked off the show. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's shill time though, right before we do this. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn the notifications on, follow us on Twitter, join the Discord, blah 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 blah, all that shit, huh? All of that stuff.
Because
here we go.
Because you're gonna hear a lot of this real quick before we play the video. We're gonna hear a lot of bullshit from both.
That's garbage. Garbage.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go, boys.
Here we go.
I'm dreading this.
I'm dreading this too.
Rock was a draw. Taker was a draw. They were on the show. Sami Zayn ain't drawing flies, JD. So now we're going to take more steps backwards because to the casual fan base, this guy isn't a believable champion. I don't give a crap what the story is. And I got to tell you, I don't know if we're talking about the same TikTok. Coach, I swear to you, before I came on this show, a Sami Zayn on my YouTube, an interview with Sami Zayn popped up. I think it was the TikTok thing. Bro, the guy is there trying to explain his character. Bro, he doesn't even know what his character is. I was so confused trying to get Sami Zayn. And I'm like, brother, if you don't know what your character is, I certainly am not going to know. So again, JD, listen, man, we can agree to disagree, but what I'm saying is this. I am looking at this as a total business because I am in this to make business, and Sami Zayn is not going to put one dime in my pocket.
Pause.
Vince, he's not supposed to put a dime in it.
Pause. What the fuck does that have to do with your business? You're not part of WWE.
Yeah.
No. You're not
well,
even
no, because he realizes that if Sammy's in WWE, he can't book him for JCW.
Yeah.
So that is, I guess, in a sense, bad for his business. I can't get WWE talent who doesn't want to be there, bro, because they're there.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me, though. He's taking money out of my pocket. You're not WWE's business. You're responsible for your own business. What the fuck is that even talk? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, WWE, TKO is a publicly traded company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I highly doubt they're going to be losing that many fucking tickets because Sami Zayn won the title at Night of Champions.
Especially
there are a lot of other reasons that will lead to them losing money on ticket sales. It's not that one. Look, and I don't even think it's a good idea, you know?
No.
But it's he's overblowing it.
Well, it's because he's comparing him to like Rock Austin. He brought up Taker. I'm like, Sammy's not in that league. He's gonna have the title for like maybe not even 2 weeks. There's a possibility he loses
put him in the Mick Foley category.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was a genius move, bro. That was 4D chess, bro.
Yeah,
that was crazy, bro.
Yeah, so let's continue. Trey, do you have anything else to say real quick before we move on?
No, that's all I gotta say. Russo's a rube. That's all.
He is a maroon. He's maroon.
Anybody's pocket. This is going
What's
to
he
be
supposed to do?
It's a transitional reign.
No, oh yeah. So okay. So if he's champion for 2 months, I'm gonna take the risk of losing more viewers over those 2 months. I'm gonna take that risk. My numbers are already down. I'm gonna put the belt on a Sami Zayn now.
But you know how Triple H books. He books from moments. He went for a moment with Sami Zayn. He booked a moment with Sami winning the title. And now we're going into Friday with Sami potentially wrestling Cody Rhodes on Raw in Chicago with CM Punk involved. So everything that you just said may end up being nothing because we're going right back to the two biggest stars in the company at SummerSlam, and all this Sami Zayn discussion is going to be for nothing.
Then why do it?
Probably so.
That's
the question.
For the story, because he needed needed a payoff.
So you think a payoff is going to be, so the payoff for Sami was, oh, bro, I've waited 13 years. I was El Generico. I went through this. I went through that to be the WWE champion for a month. That's the freaking payoff, JD?
You mentioned Rock and Stone Cold and The Undertaker. You know, in comparison, this generation, I CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. You know, Mick Foley was around during those times.
You know, I'm just thinking about it. You know what the payoff should be for Sami?
What?
A heel turn.
That's what I think could happen.
He should just become the smuggest asshole around. He was already kind of like heelish.
They were setting that up with the trick feud.
Yeah. He should become really smug, being like, dude, I'm WWE champion.
I think it will happen, Dream, when he loses the title. If he loses the title on Raw, I think he'll turn heel after that.
Yeah. Or he'll do some heel shit, and then if they're going to do that, I think he does some heel shit to keep the title, and then Punk comes out.
You could do Sami, Cody, Punk triple threat at SummerSlam.
I don't know if you want. I don't want to do triple threat, but I think what you do is have
Sami Punk. You could do
if
that.
It's Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be in Chicago, let's say. Have Sami, you know, the ref go down. Sami cheats, and he's about to pin him. Punk runs in, takes out Sami, right? Does some cheating of his own, you know, to level the field, and then Cody hits him with a crossroads, pins him, and that's what you do, because then you get to turn Sami fully heel. You give the title back to Cody, and then you can set up some shit with Punk and Cody, where it's like, hey, you wouldn't have won that title if it wasn't for me. I'm the only reason you're champion right now, and you can start sowing seeds there. So there is stuff you can do. I don't think it's the best thing around. I don't think it was the best option, but it is. It's not the worst case scenario, and I don't think it is. Like I think it's just ridiculous to be like, this is the worst thing ever, bro. People are gonna leave. No, man, I don't think they will. I know look, sometimes they do. Look at Darby Allin, where people were leaving.
Yeah,
but that was also because it just wasn't done amazingly.
They were doing world title matches every week. You shouldn't do that. You're jamming world title matches.
Yeah. And again, WWE's in a healthier place to be able to do this and get away with it than AEW was. And also, honestly, I think some people just I don't know what to tell you. I don't actually.
Drew was a transitional reign. Remember that? Man, Drew went earlier this year, and no one complained.
Yeah, that was and I think that was worse. Because I actually think there was more meat on that bone that they've completely wasted. So, yeah, I mean, this is just.
And also, he's talking about Foley, but Foley was he was a transitional champion. He gave it back to The Rock at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he lost, and he won it. What? January, the first show in January, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so he only had the belt for like 2 weeks at most.
2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and then he won it back at halftime heat the week after the Rumble, and then he lost it.
Then he lost it again. So
and he lost it like on a Raw because they're about to set up Rock Austin
at 15. Because remember, it was wasn't it originally going to be a triple threat. So yeah, I mean, like it's to say that, like,
Well-
to say that transitional champions doesn't make sense, buddy. WCW, when Vince Russo was running, it wasn't big, long fucking transitional champions. So shut the fuck up.
Booker T, Scott Steiner, his reign. There was a lot of those were like 2-second reigns.
Yeah.
Or they had to relinquish it. Or there was that time when they rebooted all the belts. Remember they?
Oh yeah, everyone gave up their belts on the new blood type of shit. Yeah. I mean, Russo is pretty fucking hypocritical here with this one, right?
0.59 million people. You said it's the highest rated Monday Night Raw, most watched Monday Night Raw in the history of the show. And that was a moment in time during your era that is looked upon as one of the greatest championship moments in the history of the company. They gave it to Mankind. How many comparisons have been made to Sami Zayn and Mankind?
Well,
they should be bagging my groceries at Stop and Shop. He should be mopping the floors in the fucking bathroom. Like,
obviously, those people don't have a clue of who Mick Foley is, what type of a performer Mick Foley was, and how Mick Foley. There was no other Mick Foley. No, and hold on, JD. Casual fans are going to watch Mick Foley. Why? Because he's a freak. Nobody looks like him, and he's taking bumps back then that nobody would have ever dreamed of taking. Sami Zayn is bringing that to the table?
Well, he's not the only comparison, though, Vince. Mick Foley is just the most notable comparison. Other comparisons are Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens. This is this generation.
Bro, I understand, but bro, when they put the belt on Daniel Bryan, ratings went down. When they put the belt on Kofi, ratings went down. Anybody can go look it up. Every time they make a move like this, the numbers go.
And then what did they do? They change,
of course,
who has the belt. And then guess what happens to the ratings? It gives them a pop. That's the whole fucking point. It's sometimes you need a break. You need to break things up a bit. It's not to the benefit of Sami that he has the title. It's nice for him. I'm sure they looked at him and were like, you know what? He's done a lot for us. Let's give him this opportunity. But quite frankly, the opportunity isn't for him. It's for Cody. It's so Cody can get a break without that title. Yeah. So you can get it back to him and have it be a bigger deal. Be like, wow, Cody won the title again. Let's go.
What do they do?
That's what the fucking point of a transitional champion is.
Like, what did they do when Kofi won the belt? They gave it back to Brock. And that was the only accurate thing in that whole thing.
And that was done horribly, by the way.
Yeah. I remember in 1999 as well. Remember when they had Stone Cold lose to The Undertaker? That I can't remember what pay-per-view that was. It might have been Over the Edge.
Over the Edge. Yeah, because Taker had it for a couple weeks. And then
so Taker had it for 2 weeks. It wasn't working out. And they popped a huge rating. What was like 10 million viewers watched that show?
It's the end of June.
We talked about this. Kane had it for fucking less than a day.
24 hours.
Yeah.
He won it at King of the Ring and lost it the next night on Raw. Yep. So, and I think that was done well. Like, I think that's a cool little thing, and it doesn't have to be for super long because you're expecting Kane to have this, like, oh, shit, it's Kane, bro. He's going to have a long reign.
It wasn't good, but remember when Big Show won the title at Survivor Series 99?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was just to give it back to Triple H because they wanted to get it to The Rock.
I don't think any of us. I don't think any of us are comparing Sami Zayn to The Undertaker or The Rock or anyone like that. But the point being is, it's called transitional points. That's what you do to progress a story for something else, to give it a break, something else get a rest.
The fact that he doesn't know something so basic as a transitional champion, and he just doesn't like Sami. That's the thing. Yeah. He just doesn't like the guy. Okay, fine. But you've done the same thing. You've employed the same tactic, and it's a good tactic to employ, quite frankly. I mean, look at the Iron Sheik, like, just dog shit. Is he complete? Did ratings tank because the Iron Sheik had the fucking title? Not necessarily.
No.
And guess what? What did it do for Hogan to beat the Iron Sheik?
It made his career.
What about JBL when Cena beat him?
Dude, JBL was a year-long fucking transitional champion, And that was fun as fuck, man. He had some really awesome shit going on with that one. So, like, there's different types. Some of them are smaller than others. I don't think Sammy's holding the title for a year like JBL. And I don't think Sami is going to make someone's career like the Iron Sheik. The point is that this is a tactic that's used all the time. If you're complaining because they did a transitional champion, then you're a fucking idiot. If you think that maybe it shouldn't have been Sami, there's an argument there. And that's a compelling argument I think you can make. But if your whole point is, I don't like that they did a transitional champion, it's like, well, no, they were going to. Wait, you want Cody to just lose to like fucking Gunther? That's not good for Cody. And Gunther, there's more you can do with him.
And Gunther shouldn't be a transitional champion. He should be a JBL.
No, of course. Dude, absolutely not. This guy should not be a transitional champion. This should be a guy who holds that title. If he gets that title, I want him to have that title for like 2 years. No. I want this guy to hold the title for like 2 years straight. Like,
give him the Roman Reigns shit. Yeah, give him the Roman Reigns thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like what they did with the IC title or the WWE UK title, which I know there was some reasons as to why he held that belt for so long because of COVID, and then they shut down the promotion and all that stuff. But still, giving him a super fucking long reign, that's what you have to do with him. So having him beat Cody at just a random fucking B pay-per-view
and just to lose it at SummerSlam, probably no.
Again, if you want to, it's a fresh matchup. You got fresh matchups with Sami being the champion. If CM Punk's coming to SmackDown, being a part of the SmackDown brand, you can do CM Punk and Sami Zayn at SummerSlam if you want.
Yeah.
It's a fresh matchup.
Give Cody a break.
Yeah.
By the way.
And guess what?
And to say that, like, oh, well, you know, he's the face of the company, he wants to be there. No, he doesn't have to fucking be there. How much, dude, how many times was, like, trying to think, how long was Stone Cold out for like a fucking year, wasn't he?
Yeah, 2000.
Austin was
late
out
2000
until,
going into not 2000. Yeah, Unforgiven 2000, and then he feuded with Triple H, going into No Way Out.
Yeah.
Now,
2001.
Now was it the best? Was it the best time period for WWE? I mean, Mania was kind of shit, but the rest of it was pretty decent. I mean, if you're smart about the way you book things, right? Well, I mean, WrestleMania 2000 when he was out then.
Yeah.
He was out, they did that shit. But that's honestly just a bad booking idea. If you execute things well, this will work. If you don't execute it well, which remains to be seen, we won't know for sure. It's the same thing with the Darby Allin stuff.
Yep.
Darby Allin winning the title is not like a crazy, ridiculous thing. It could have worked the way they did it. It did not work. And so then they had to go back.
Yep.
That happens. If you can make this work, and it can end up elevating everyone involved. It can elevate Sami. It can elevate everyone else he's facing against.
Yep.
Yeah.
It can really help things out. And then it means more because Cody doesn't just have a fucking death grip on the fucking title. Like it's basic shit. It's basic storytelling.
I mean,
man.
Here's an old thing too. I'm people like, oh wow, that's really old. Remember the Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin beat Ric Flair, which grants you Ronnie Garvin probably never should have been world champion. But look, he beat Ric Flair. And what did they do? Yeah. They gave the belt back to Flair because it wasn't working. Because they were trying to make new people. That's when Magnum TA just got
Warrior.
Warrior. That didn't work out, sure.
Yeah.
But this is not going to be that said thing. And people are always blowing up about it. But the one thing people don't always realize this too. Look what we're talking about, though. We're talking about Sami Zayn being the champion. So now it gives SmackDown some buzz for people to watch and see who's going to be that guy to beat Sami in the future.
Yeah.
What's Sami going to do now that he has the title? He's going to come get that title, right?
Yeah. Rock Triple H and Austin. That feud at No Way Out 2001, that wasn't even the main event. That 3 stages of hell, that wasn't even the main event of the show. It was Rock and Angle. But to everybody watching at the time, Triple H and Austin was the main event. Yeah. That's what they were watching for. And that wasn't a title feud or anything.
Hell, remember in 2000 when they gave the belt to Jericho on that Raw and when he beat Triple H for that for 20 minutes and they gave him back to Triple H?
Should Jericho have never won that title?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should Jericho have never won any title because he wasn't the face?
Yeah.
Do you just have to have a groundswell of support before you can ever do anything with that person? Because in that sense, shouldn't Penta win the fucking WWE title right now? Because people fucking love Penta. Javon or Trick Williams. Should they? Oba should all four of them be champion at the same time? No, I don't know what you have to pick and choose, and you have to tell stories that you think are important. Like you have to attempt to tell stories that you think will work. Now we can say this won't work and that won't work, and some things are more obvious than others, right? Look at TNA. So I mean, I just don't think. I think the jury's out on this one. Like I'm not I think Sammy's all right as a fucking wrestler, but holy shit, he's not. I'm not fucking. I was kind of like, what the fuck are we doing when he won the title?
We both watched it.
We were literally, me and Trey were watching it together, and we were like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me?
I was done for a minute. I was done for a minute.
But that's the fucking effect I think they were trying to go for. They want you to feel like, what the fuck?
And I see people online say like, "Oh, Triple H didn't want to put the belt on because like people are like, watch the video where Triple H like, congratulations, man, like he's all depleted, like with the picture." It's like he was pushed by the Saudi government to win the belt. And if you guys remember this, I don't know if you guys do or not, but I said that I said I wouldn't be surprised next year because you remember they did the Saudi match in January. He wrestled against McIntyre for the belt, and didn't win. And what did I say? I said, I think eventually, if it's not going to be at the Rumble, I think next year he wins the world title in Saudi Arabia because he's Lebanese or whatever the case he is, right?
Lebanese.
So, so I mean, I called it. I said, they're probably going to give him the belt. Well, I don't think
like when they had Mansoor on their fucking roster and he was just wrestling only at the Saudi events.
This could be a test run. This could be a test run reign. That's what I'm actually thinking.
And people are like saying this was WWE was pushed by the Saudi government to give him the belt. No. It's either they had faith in to do this said thing or they don't. I mean, my God, think about it. Sami Zayn beat Gunther for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And Gunther was like had that title for longer than
2 years almost.
Yeah, doesn't he have the longest reign of the IC title now?
666 days, something like that.
And he beat him at WrestleMania.
They believe, they actually do believe in Sami as a wrestler.
Because
and I think there's something to that underdog character where Vince is like, the guy can't even describe his character. He's an underdog.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the guy who you keep hitting and he keeps getting up. And there's no reason why he should. It's literally what Mick Foley's character. It's what Mick Foley's character was when they actually got past the fucking weirdo shit they were doing before in like '96 or whatever. When they actually got to what the character should have been, he's the underdog, and that's why people do compare Sami to fucking Mick because both of them are not your traditional looking wrestler, but that's to their benefit because they can be an underdog.
Yeah.
And that's valuable because then it's like I can do it's a motivational type of fucking thing.
It's a modern day Rocky Balboa story.
You can yes, exactly. But then you can also do the thing of what happens when it gets to your head.
Yep.
You're the underdog and you shouldn't have won, but you did.
Yep.
But now you're starting to believe your own hype. What happens there?
You turn into Rocky 3. You lose the eye of the tiger. You lose your hungriness.
Yep.
Exactly. And before we continue the video, we all talked about this before we even started the podcast. Because I mean, this is 2 years ago before we even started. We all three were pissed when we were talking on Discord randomly, and we just said, "Can't believe how Chad Gable's not the one that's going to beat Gunther for the title." Because we were legit pissed that it wasn't Chad Gable. They gave it to Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's just funny to me. But let's continue because it gets better. It gets better.
Down, and they're losing more and more of their audience. And let me tell you something, JD. With every person they lose, bro, that's money out of your pocket, money out of coach's pocket, and money out of my pocket.
Let me jump in real quick and throw this out, and I want both of you guys to respond because JD, being in the room with Vince McMahon, he taught us.
Oh my God, I understand what he means by money out of his pocket now. bro, I can't grift off wrestling if they do something. He's literally saying WWE's taking money out of my pocket because then it makes it more boring for me to talk about. And it's like, well, actually, no, you have this whole stream now, which is getting a lot of clicks. Actually, this is the best thing that could happen. People love to hate, okay? So talking about something that you hate, people are going to interact with more often. Now, everyone knows that. But again, if your whole thing is WWE's only good when my views are up, you're not a fucking fan, and you shouldn't be commentating, and no one should take you seriously.
Yeah,
you're not a serious person. The only time WWE's good is when I'm making money off of talking about it. No, that's the wrong way. You are a fucking leech. You're a roach. You know, if WWE sucks or if it's good, I don't give a fuck. Other than the fact that I'm a fan and I want it to be good. I want all wrestling.
And we're going to talk about it either way. Good, bad, or we're going to. Same with movies. I do that with movies all the time, where you talk good, bad, indifferent, because we actually care about this shit. Not I
want every show to be like it's WrestleMania 17.
There's that too. Stock option.
I don't think he does.
I don't know because I mean Jeff Jarrett had stock options before he left for WCW. He had stock in WWF, so I don't know. I don't think that Russo does. I think he probably sold those off years ago now. I don't even think he can spell stock, honestly. But yeah.
But honestly, by the way, his stock stuff, I'm losing money. No, because the stock didn't tank. What are you talking about? Stock price was stable.
Yeah.
If the revenue drops, then okay, but the revenue's not going to drop from this. The revenue is going to drop from their high exorbitant ticket prices.
Yeah.
That's what's killing the revenue. Just absolutely a fucking brainlet. But what he is talking about is not the stock options. He's talking about, I can't make money off talking about wrestling unless it's fucking absolutely Gucci Kino, which is like, all right, fuck you. You're inherently you want you're just going to want whatever is best for your fucking analytics, which is not what's best for the company or what's best for wrestling fans. So you're just a fucking unserious person, and you're just a sad old. By the way, Sami Zayn looks like a Muppet. This dude looks like he's got, he looks like what happens when a dude fucks a Fraggle puppet.
Bro, but listen, bro.
Yeah, there was some weird interspecies shit happening when fucking Fraggle Rock. He literally does look like the old dude with the dog from Fraggle Rock, but he fucked one of the puppets.
Oh my god!
Look at him! I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear anything about Sammy being a fucking, whatever shit from this fucking weirdo.
Certain things, and the one thing he taught us above everything else is that the World Heavyweight Championship, or the show's biggest title, is the most important thing. And that person, when you put them on the marquee, they have to sell tickets. Now, I understand there's not a lot of house shows. I understand that. So, JD, I'm going to let you go first. If you are there as the world or undisputed champion to sell tickets, and from a business perspective, which is what Vince is saying, do you think there is a scenario where you put Sami Zayn on the marquee and he's going to sell tickets for even one show or Saturday night's main event or anything of that nature?
With the right opponent and the right story, he would. He absolutely would. Sami Zayn is one of the best promos and one of the best storytellers in the company.
But are you?
I'm not looking at this as a long reign. I'm looking at this as like a 4 or 5 week reign tops.
But JD, here's what you're talking about. You're talking about exactly what you said, bro. There is nobody that's going to watch other than the people that are already watching. And you just said to yourself, bro, I watch out of habit. And I hear that every single day. Is he going to draw one new viewer or
That's what's
one
called
new
being
fan
a wrestling
or
fan,
sell
Vince.
one more ticket?
Yeah.
That's what's called being a wrestling fan.
Watching it out of habit, yeah.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are what's selling SummerSlam. They're not going to probably put Sami on a marquee at all. Those two matches are what's selling the show. What?
The only time you're
that's like saying I can't watch I can't watch WWE because Val Venus has the IC title and he just won't put butts in seats.
But but I can't.
What the
if
fuck
I'm gonna
are we
miss out on Austin,
not
the main event scene.
Yeah, look at fucking WrestleMania 18. That's a perfect example of the title not even being a fucking selling point of that pay-per-view.
Hogan Rock.
It was the main event, but no one gave a fuck. No one really gave a shit about Triple H versus Chris Jericho. No, they didn't fucking care. They wanted to see Rock Austin, and then there was a ton of other great matches that no one gave a shit about either. But you know what? Yeah. They were great. It adds, like, again, just being this thing of like the WWE title needs to always be the most important thing. Okay, coach. Maybe Vince said that to you, but he didn't even fucking do that. He didn't even
28. Two of the best matches at that show weren't title matches. It was End of an Era and then Rock Cena. Neither were title matches. And one of them was a Hell in a Cell.
And those were the biggest, like, these are, we're talking about, like, the biggest shit on the shows. Like, Hogan Rock, that was the biggest thing on that show. It wasn't the main event, but it was the main event. Like, let's
Rock Austin 3 at 19. I mean, I love Kurt Rock, but for being real, Rock Austin 3 is what everybody was watching for.
Yeah, exactly. This happens all the fucking time. So to say, like, oh, well, the title has to be always the fucking number one thing out there. Like, no, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. The last two Mania's best matches weren't title matches. Yeah, absolutely. It also happens.
Hello.
A shout out. For OG Sami Zayn. Yeah, I mean, like, this whole thing of like the title has to be the biggest thing. No, it doesn't. Sometimes you can put something in the title picture that isn't as interesting.
Yep.
But the title is a gimmick. Like you're acting like the title is like the fucking, like we're talking about the heavyweight title in boxing. We're not. We're talking about wrestling. It's a fucking gimmick, right? Just
another
like an Extreme Rules match. It's the title gimmick, and it's a gimmick that works. And yes, you do have to have a lot of important stuff with that title. If you just put mid-carders in the world title scene, it's not going to fucking work.
What's the philosophy?
If you have if you have these transitional periods, like, it's not rocket science, man. I've never worked in wrestling in my fucking life. I've watched it, and I can figure this out. Bitch, you fucking ran WCW into the fucking ground. You ran TNA almost into the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Twice.
You got them kicked off Spike, bro.
Yep.
So, I mean, another match.
If I can figure this out, how the fuck did this man get a job in wrestling? Like, I'm genuinely interested in to know who the fuck thought, like, you know what, we should give this guy a chance. And then he kept getting chances.
Probably.
I'm sorry, you don't understand. I understand wrestling more than Vince Russo.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because Vince Russo is a very charming, convincing, silver-tongued son of a bitch. That's why he's able to get in these positions.
Yeah, and another match like that, Shawn and Triple H from SummerSlam 02 was the biggest match of that show to me.
Yeah,
not Rock and Rock.
Rock and Rock. It was that match. Like I said, and they're like, well, Triple H books for moments. Yeah, that's what wrestling's supposed to be, is for moments. Yeah,
that's always been the thing.
Yeah, it's all about the graps, bro. Think about this.
That's the thing. That's the thing you remember. You remember bullet points.
Yeah, like
WCW wasn't booked for moments. Are you kidding me, Vince Russo? David Arquette is champion.
Think about this. Think about a moment. You want to talk about a moment? Think about this for a minute. Dusty Rhodes giving the world title to Ric Flair at Starrcade 83 against Harley Race. The guy was out with back injury from the plane crash and came back with the Flair for the gold. What did they do? They did the whole bounty thing for Flair. Then Flair got got Harley Race in the cage, beat him one-on-one. That was the moment. Do you think people actually remember the whole entire match? No. I'm not here to shit on matches. That's not what I'm saying, though. But wrestling is all about moments. It's all about being connective. And regardless of
that's why, like, the thing that's connected people the most in the last couple of years is the bloodline shit. And if you look at a lot of those matches, bro, not much happens. not much is happening. But what it is storytelling.
Yep.
We're trying to tell. We hit this bullet point, then this one, and it's slow and it's a little more methodical, right?
Yep.
But it works, and it worked better than anything they've been doing, right? Honestly, even better than some of the shit with Cody.
I mean, Hogan slamming Andre, Shawn winning the first chamber. That was for the moment, right? When Shawn super kicks Triple H for the win.
I mean, Lethal I can because I'm retarded. It was Psychosis and Mysterio. But yes, I get what you're saying now.
That actually was a fucking banger.
Yeah.
That was
But
good.
like Lethal said though, that Hogan turn, that trumped everything for the night. That whatever you could have done, you could have had a 7-star match. Hogan turning heel was the biggest thing in the entire card. And he wasn't even in the match.
And guess what? And guess what? We have Sami with a moment. And I honestly watched the whole pay-per-view and I was like, okay, it's all right. It's a good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The one thing I come away with at the end of that pay-per-view is, fuck me, that was a wild moment, huh? Like, yeah, it's just so fucking dumb to be like, oh, you know, he's a transitional champion. That's a bad idea. Again, coming from Vince Russo, WCW was one long transitional champion.
And it was all about moments with WCW, right? Like Hogan turning heel.
Real quick. Sorry, Trey. Real quick. This guy booked himself to be the World Heavyweight Champion too, by the way.
I was going to bring that up. He made himself champion.
Yeah,
turned Goldberg heel, ruined Goldberg's run for a moment. Saying, I turned Goldberg heel.
Yeah, so this guy's saying like it's fucking, fucking, it's all about this whole moment booking. You are literally the king of moment booking, good and bad, mostly bad. Yeah, actually, almost 100% bad.
Yeah, go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
I was like, even in TNA, he was doing that shit.
Yeah. How many times did WWE title do hot potato angle in 1999? Like 12 times, right?
That's why we fucking hate 99, dude, because it kept doing that shit. Cody's had this belt for like half a fucking year.
Yep.
That's the difference. Like, yeah, Drew got the belt for a little bit.
Yep.
Now, like 2 transitional champions in a year is not hot potato, right?
No, it's not hot potato at all.
It's certainly not fucking ruining the career of anyone else, right? It's a fucking tool they're using. And again, this fucking tool doesn't understand that. Like, I don't know. We got to keep going, man. We're only 5 minutes.
We're going to be like till 11 o'clock.
Get to somebody that isn't already buying a ticket.
Vince, you and I both know SmackDown's problems could probably supersede the length of this podcast today. It'll be a whole another 4 or 5 hours to talk about what the problems are and how to fix them. But every time I hear this discussion about Sami Zayn, which I constantly tell people it's going to be a temporary reign, every time I tell people what's wrong with it, nobody has anything as far as a rebuttal to tell me what they would do differently and what they would do instead. What would you have done instead? Keep the title on Cody and make television boring?
Bro, the first thing
I want Cody to do what? Go to SummerSlam and wrestle CM Punk? This is an unpredictable aspect to the show now, going back to 2 hours, which feels a little bit more energetic instead of going into a 2-hour SmackDown on Friday with the same shit.
Okay, well, here's what you're talking about. JD, here's the difference.
What would you have done differently, Coach Vince? What would you have done differently?
Here's what you're talking about, and a lot of fans have done this. Here's what you're talking about. Bro, you've lowered the bar. So where a bar is very, very low.
Pause.
Now all of us.
Just for a second, pause. You lowered the bar when you let David Arquette win the world title. That's pretty fucking low bar as you can get.
Turning Goldberg heel and going nowhere with it. What did that Goldberg?
I don't think this
for Goldberg.
This has not lowered the bar, okay?
No.
Now, if they poorly execute it, sure, you can argue that.
Lowering
but again,
the bar is Fiend and Seth Rollins Hell in a Cell from 2019. That's lowering the bar.
No, that was bad. Lowering the bar, we're putting Danhausen as the world champion right now. Let's be real. That's lowering the bar. By
the way, Danhausen is like over right now, dude. He's probably the most over person in the fucking company.
He's the most over guy in any company, honestly.
Yeah.
And
He's doing fucking awesome right now. But he's not. You don't want to give him the belt. You don't want to. Yeah. He shouldn't win any. Honestly, he shouldn't win any belt in his career at all.
I agree.
And that's not to insult him. It's because he does such a good job. And the problem is when you give him the belt, we saw it with The Fiend. It doesn't. When you do a comedy or a gimmick like that, there's really the only exception is The Undertaker. It doesn't work. It just does not work. He needs to keep doing what he's doing. Keep that up. Keep adding to it. Keep doing more. Like you literally are hitting the nail perfectly on the head with him. And so it's like, giving him the belt would lower the bar. It would ruin his character. It would piss people off, especially people who like Danhausen now, because then it's going to be like, well, what the fuck are we doing?
They're going to probably turn on him if you give him the belt. Let's keep it real. Be real.
The only title you could give him is if you brought back like the hardcore title or the 24/7.
But here's the thing, though. I don't think if you're so over, you don't have to be the world champion because you're bigger than the belt itself. Here's my thing. I'm in the mentality of it's the guy that makes the title, not the title that makes the guy. Because if that's the case, Bob Backlund should have been the freaking Hulk Hogan of the early 70s and 80s, right? So let's just be real. And I'm not talking shit about Bob Backlund. Fantastic amateur wrestler, fantastic wrestler from his own right. But as a character, he wasn't over enough to be that guy that carried the WWF into the generation of the 80s like Hogan was.
No.
Or a superstar Billy Graham.
And guess what they did? They gave the belt to the Iron Sheik as a transitional champion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. And then you know what they did? They did a fucking storyline that supercharged Hogan. Like, again, this whole argument is so fucking dumb, especially coming from Vince.
I think it should show people how stupid he is. Like, I think it honestly should show people how ignorant and dumb he is. And he thinks that he's what he's saying. He's like Shakespeare right now. Like, he's so like Russo thinks he's the Albert Einstein of professional wrestling. He really fucking does. He really thinks he's the smartest guy in the room.
He thinks he created cinema.
Yeah, and this guy can't even spell words for shit. I know that for a fact. He can't even spell. Like, he can't even spell dog, probably.
I mean, Tyler, to this day, he defends turning Goldberg heel. I don't know how you defend that decision.
Yeah, of course he does. Because everything Vince Russo's a part of smells like shit.
Like, what did that turn do for Goldberg? Nothing. He didn't win a title.
But you know what? It was a temporary thing to boost ratings, right?
For a moment.
Yeah. Anyways, let's keep going here.
Yeah. Suddenly it seems like Sami Zayn being a champion is a good idea. Bro, you know how low that bar is? That's the difference, bro. I refuse to lower the bar. This is shit.
You already did.
We're not even stopping
I'm not
on
gonna
that
watch it, bro.
All right, so Vince, let me jump in.
Did they lower the bar in the Attitude Era when they put the title on Mankind, who was dressed in flannel, put a fucking sock on his hand, and dressed it up with Sharpie? He looks like he lives under a bridge. Did it ruin the show? Did the ratings tank?
Bro, do not. You cannot.
It's the same thing, Vince. The ratings aren't going anywhere. Just like they didn't go anywhere with Mick Foley.
Let me tell you something, JD. If freaking Sami Zayn would have took those 2 bumps at Hell in the Cell, his body would have broke in half because the guy weighs about $140, bro. So we do not do.
Because he ain't got to, Vince. Because guess what? He's not a glorified fucking stunt man. You stupid fuck.
That's not even his character. You stupid fuck. He goes hardcore a little bit, like we saw it with the Kevin Owens match last year, right? Like the Sammy can go hardcore, but he's not Mick Foley. He doesn't jump off things. He's not even Jeff Hardy.
Hold on.
By the way, I actually am a fan of Mick Foley, unlike you two. I don't think Mick Foley's entire career needed to result in him taking those bumps. I actually think it takes away from Hell in a Cell when he was doing shit like the Royal Rumble match, where he just kept getting hit in the head with a chair, or many other stunts. I think the only ones he really like he didn't need to do a lot of those. He did too many. And it took away from the impact of those big bumps. And by the way, he's not the only person to do big bumps. I mean, like fucking Rikishi took a fucking bump off Hell in a Cell as well.
Jeff Hardy.
A ton of people have.
Yeah,
I mean, Shawn Michaels took a bit of a bump in the first one. Not crazy like that.
22.
But here's the thing, though. The only reason why the Mick Foley did that was because he couldn't work like everybody else could. Because he's like, no, I know what I'll do. I'll sacrifice myself for the greater good and tell people how great I am and be a glorified.
And it only works. It only works so much.
Exactly.
And the problem is, like, I think physically he'd probably take back a lot of those spots he did now.
Doing the second going through cage spot with Triple H, you didn't need to do that.
And like, compare him to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's a 10-time better worker than freaking Mick Foley ever was. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So exactly. Again, Russo's stupid argument is so retarded, dude. Like, legit. Every time I hear Russo, I want to rip my ears off. Seriously, I really do.
All right, let's keep going here.
Do not say, bro. You're gonna tell me wait a minute, Coach. You're gonna tell me Sami Zayn cut a promo like Mick Foley did? You're gonna tell me that?
Sami Zayn is a fucking good promo.
Yes.
He's not better than Mick Foley, but he's not a bad promo.
Let me jump in, because what this show is, Vince, what do we always say? JD just asked the question.
Yes.
We always give the answer. So he asked you, what would you have done differently in this scenario with Cody?
Coach Vince knows the company is incapable of creating stars. They don't have anybody. So what else is there?
They don't have any stars, bro, because of them. So that is a hard question to ask me because, Coach, did you and I not talk?
The no stars thing is ridiculous. I mean, we just talked about Danhausen. He may not be a star in, like, as a wrestler, but holy fuck, dude. Actually, Danhausen's probably bringing more people in the WWE than anything else right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The whole thing where he was going around cursing different teams and then they were losing and then he would uncurse them and then they would start winning.
Yeah.
Like, that is the best PR money could never fucking buy. Like, it people are like, oh shit, the curse is real. The curse is real, right? Everyone's look at our fucking chat. You are cursed. Make Danhausen king. Like, look. Yeah. People fucking love Danhausen. It's a funny gimmick. It's a fun gimmick.
He's over.
And
he's
so
the most overact in professional wrestling today. Sports entertainment, whatever. Yeah. He's the most overact.
He's more over than Cody is. He's more over than Punk is. And you know what? That's okay. You can have a bunch of people who are over. You know, Oba's more over than most of the people on the fucking roster, right? Oba's fucking over.
Yeah, like, Oba,
Trick is over. Javon, fucking Ethan Page is gonna get there. Like, I mean, there is a ton of fucking talent right now in WWE. It's not this fucking dry desert of fucking has been. It's not OVW. Okay, we're talking about a company that has a lot of talent. Like, this would be like saying, well, no, there's no one good in AEW. Well, no, there is. There's a lot. You may not agree with how they're using them, but to act like there's nothing there is just disingenuous, you know?
Yeah, dude.
Michael B.S. Hayes is moreover. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I want to go to the Knicks game. Can you give me tickets, man?
It's funny you should say that because he talks shit about Michael Hayes, too. And also, hello there. You're a new viewer. And so are you. So thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for joining. What was that one? Oba is great. I'm afraid they will drain his aura like they did Bronze and Fatu. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like they're a lot more careful this time around. And then there was also, like, if we're talking about, you said Bronze, but I assume you're talking about Braun
Breaker.
It probably just auto corrected.
Yeah,
love mobile. I think part of the problem with that was injuries, and that's always an ethereal thing that you can't really capture. What are injuries going to do to someone? That could make or break someone's career, and we've seen that happen a ton. I mean, we talked about Magnum TA. I mean, that guy was going to be fucking NWA champion. He was going to be a big fucking deal, and then he got injured and he couldn't wrestle. So that one, I think. Now Jacob Fatu, that clearly is just bad fucking booking. I mean, they fucked that up, dude. Yeah, dude. Oh, Bronze Break. Okay, you call it because of spray tan. That's pretty good. Okay. All right. I like that. I accept that. Yeah. Yeah, I think the injury, the Vision stuff, but the Vision held him back because of injuries, right? So that's another thing. Where
I think he would have probably had he not got hurt. I think he would have beat Rollins, and maybe he would have won King of the Ring instead of Oba. I had him winning King of the Ring for a while.
Yep.
And plus, too, he's in the vision. That you talk about someone who's cursed. I think Danhausen cursed that thing before he even got there. That cooked.
The whole fucking faction's been cursed.
It's done.
Yeah.
The only one who hasn't been fucking injured yet is Paul Heyman, and who fucking knows? He might fall down a flight of stairs or some shit. Like it's been
Paul's
been a
going back to Brock.
notorious dude. It's been a notorious run of bad luck for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that one's really hard because what do you do? There isn't much you can do in that situation.
No.
With Jacob Fatu, that is fully on WWE. They fucking failed with him and Solo Sikoa and like the entire Bloodline 3.0. We're only in the second inning bullshit.
MFTs, the MFTs.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going here.
Talk about this. What did we say? The second Sami Zayn beat Gunther, what did we say? Gunther is dead. Gunther never recovered from losing to Sami Zayn. Why? Because it wasn't believable.
I don't even think that was the worst part.
I mean, quickly, we'll not dwell on this point too much, but
no,
Gunther is more over now
Cena.
than that fixed everything.
What is he talking? AJ Styles. He retired 3 legends in a matter of months. What is he on about?
That clearly that fixed everything. I mean, we don't have to dwell too much on this point.
No,
actually, you know what, dude? I have to go to the washroom real quick. So, Mr. T, go balls deep on this one.
Okay,
right?
I'll say this real quick until you get back. What do you want him to do? He was IC champion. What do you want him to do? You either have to win by pinfall or submission for the kayfabe wise to lose a match. So now you're saying it's not believable for Sami Zayn to beat him. You're in Philadelphia. They went with the Rocky.
That's what he got the Rocky intro. Remember that?
Yeah. They gave him the whole promo package and everything in between. And like I said, we wanted Chad Gable to beat.
Yeah, we wanted Gable. Yeah.
So if that's the case, is Chad Gable's a former Olympian. So you mean to tell me if Chad Gable beat Gunther, that's not believable, Vince?
Yeah.
Really?
And also, does he not realize what Gunther tapping out to Jey Uso was far worse?
Yes, that's what hurt. Yeah, that's what hurt freaking Gunther. And then talking about another experiment that didn't work. It was Jey Uso. Jey Uso's the type of guy you take, like you always give him the opportunity, it's like at a job, right? You're like, hey man, I'm gonna give you the shot to be a big wig in the company, right? Every time you give the guy an opportunity, he shits the fucking bed when he goes in there and tries to pitch something to the company. He's always shitting the bed. He sucks. For a baseball term, he's supposed to be like the big cleanup hitter in the 4th spot, right? Yeah. Driving a run. You know what he does every time he's at the plate? He swings and misses and always freaking gets an out and fucks the team over. That's what Jey Uso was in that entire period. But Vince Russo, dude, God, man, you're a fucking idiot.
He doesn't understand the business, like Reed said. He doesn't get it.
No, because he thinks he knows more because, he likes to shotgun all and stuff like that. And that's what I've always said about Russo. Russo was a better guy to produce backstage segments for said company than he was actually trying to write and book a show because he can't book because he's dog shit. And he tells everyone, no, your writing's shit, bro. Mine's the fantastic. Like I'm like freaking Steven Spielberg and you're like freaking, I don't know, freaking David Lynch or some shit. I don't know, some indie director. Like he thinks his shit's so good. It's not. You go back and watch the Attitude Era. Majority of his shit does not hold up.
No.
Yeah, a lot of it was shock.
Like we said earlier, 11 times the title changed in 1999.
Again,
that is ridiculous.
Yeah. The people who like Vince Russo is Stuttering Craig, a fucking no good for nothing sack of shit who doesn't know anything what he's talking about, doesn't know anything about it, and thinks that's what Russo does. He surrounds himself with these people who are so mentally and IQ low to surround himself with and glaze him all day like he's the second coming of Christ. It's like fucking hell, dude. You want to continue this train before I crash out?
Yeah.
Cover from Jey Uso. Sami Zayn was innocent. They had to take the IC title off of him.
He never recovered doing a job to Sami Zayn at that point in time the way they built Gunther. JD, I got to ask you a question. If you're a casual fan, the 8.5 million people that no longer watch, and you show them a picture of Gunther and a picture of Sami Zayn, what percentage of those people do you think would say, oh yeah, bro, put the title on the guy that looks like a taxi cab driver? What percentage do you think would say? Be honest with me, JD. You show them a picture of Gunther. You show them a picture of Sami Zayn. I'm a casual fan. I'm trying to get you back to wrestling. If I want to get you back to wrestling, am I putting the belt on Gunther or Sami Zayn? What you give me the percentage of
Vince,
people?
I could ask you the same thing. Look at Rock, Stone Cold, and Triple H, and anybody else, Undertaker in that era. Look at what Mick Foley was dressed like.
Bro, this ain't about dress. This ain't about
does Kofi
dress,
Kingston look like a WWE
You just said
champion?
appearance. You just said appearance.
And he didn't draw, bro. He didn't draw. Mick
That was
Foley
under Vince
drew.
McMahon.
Oh
Vince
my
put the title on him.
Drew.
Fucking
Mick
pause. Fucking pause. Motherfucker.
Mick Foley didn't draw because I actually saw the numbers. Russo, you fuck. It drew that opening show, but the very next week, the numbers, it was still good numbers, but the numbers went down the very next week after Foley won.
They did. And you know what? It was still a good idea to do it because it broke up the monotony of the show. Things that are good. If too much of a good thing is a bad thing. If The Rock is champion for too fucking long, then it starts to get stale and it starts to become a problem. And it affects you keeping him champion for a longer stretch of period of time. You know what I mean? It's not like Bruno, okay? Like Bruno, like we're not dealing with that situation where it's
or
like
Hogan.
Yeah, like that's a very rare fucking thing. And honestly, if social media existed back then, right? If wrestling fans were a little smart marks back then, you would still have the same fucking situation, right? So you would also have to pull the fucking title off of Hogan, but even then they did pull the title off Hogan.
You want to know why?
Title. Like,
just for a minute, you don't want to know why that Mankind Mick Foley popped a rating. You want to know why? You want to fucking know why? It's because Bischoff gave the fucking finish on Nitro and told Tony Schiavone to go tell everyone to go watch the fucking said show, and they fucking did. You stupid
because everyone's like, God, what? That's happening? I gotta go check that out now.
Yeah.
Hold on just for a second. Before anyone else said anything else, hang on for a minute. I gotta take a break, so just give me a second.
Vince Russo, usually I don't like to take advantage of the mentally handicapped, but in your case, I'll make an exception.
Like,
motherfucker.
For example, like I said, the very next week, January 11th, because it was January 4th when he won it, that January 11th show, the numbers went down. So I can say Foley wasn't a draw, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. No transitional champion is a draw. Like,
no,
I don't know what to tell you. They're meant to have the title and then give it to someone who.
It's in the word transitional. Transitional.
Yeah,
to pivot to someone fucking else.
Like Warrior wasn't a draw when they gave it to him. Remember, they had to give it right back to him.
He was supposed to be the guy, not even a transitional champion.
I swear,
that's like if they give it to Sami and they're like, Sammy's our guy, we're running with it. Yeah. If the ratings are bad, then it's a problem. If he's a transitional champion, then no. I mean, like with AEW, they tried to give the title to Darby. I don't think Darby was meant to be a transitional champion. I think they meant to do something longer, and then they saw that the ratings were dipping, and they panicked and backtracked.
Yeah,
and that's no shot at Darby. I think if they gave it, if they had something more to do with that, it would have worked out better. But again, we're talking about transitional champions. Yes, they're going to lose ratings. They're not the top guy. They're not meant to be the top guy. They're meant to lose to the top guy. Okay, that's like complaining that the Brooklyn Brawler was fucking getting his ass beat by Razor Ramon. Dude. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Is Russo here is acting like I know about ratings, bro. Then how did you know about your own show the very next week?
He knows. He's like, I know the ratings are bad because I tanked WCW's. I was like, that's not a dumb. Bro. What are we talking about here?
And
all right, we got a couple minutes left on this, so let's try to power through here real quick.
He drew, bro.
Vince put the title on Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson shattered stereotypes because Vince hated small guys. Now look at where we are. You can't keep these guys down. Daniel Bryan was 5'7" and 180 pounds.
Right,
And he main evented WrestleMania 30 in one of the greatest moments in the company's history.
And it didn't work then, and it's not going to work now because the casual wrestling fans are not going to buy whatever the WWE is trying to feed them. You know why, JD? Because they're not freaking marks.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in.
Grown
Let me
men
jump
crying
in.
for Kofi and Bryan winning the titles. This was wrestling history made in both occasions.
Let me jump in because you keep bringing up Mankind and him. The highest rated segment, are you aware, in the history of pro wrestling?
Sami Zayn and a gingerbread man.
Stop it.
Oh, sorry.
Man, stop
I'm
it.
sorry.
Does anybody know what the highest rated
Oh, I absolutely do because I wrote it. Rock, This Is Your Life, starring Mick Foley.
There you go.
8.4.
And the only reason that segment fucking works
was because of The Rock.
Yes, but didn't that segment not take place afterwards, after a certain man beat The Rock for the title?
Yep.
Oh, so you're saying that giving someone a transitional championship can actually lead to big things later on down the road? Crazy idea. Oh my God. You know, I think Vince Russo might have accidentally stumbled on a good idea. Holy shit.
Yep.
What a fucking mental midget, dude.
And that's not 8.4 million. The 8.4 means 8.4% of the televisions on at that time were watching that segment. So the 8.4 is more like 10 million people were watching that segment. JD, are you going to tell me that Sami Zayn is capable of doing a segment that 10 million people are going to watch?
Vince, Sami Zayn winning the WWE Championship on social media, across all their social media, did 80 million views over the weekend.
And you believe
80
those
million
numbers.
Views.
And so you believe that.
No, I don't believe anything the company puts out. They're always embellishing numbers. We know this.
So you believe that Hollywood has 15 million followers. Is that
no?
Well, that's retarded. What? But I think actually the views are close. Like the views are definitely higher for the Sami thing than they were for the This Is Your Life, because WWE is more global than it was back then. Not that it wasn't global. I mean, you could watch it in Canada or the UK or Mexico, whatever. But like, especially in India, WWE made a huge inroads, right?
Huge.
And there's a billion fucking people in India.
And he doesn't understand that the This Is Your Life segment was more. I more attribute that to The Rock. Because The Rock was super over.
The thing is, this whole thing about like the transitional champion, it doesn't work if Mick Foley doesn't win the title before that.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. Yeah, because if he was just Foley with no title win, it would just be The Rock character.
And plus, he just
also doesn't make The Rock and Sock connect, like the tag team they have on and off. It adds history to that. So to say that like the transitional champions are just like, again, if you do things right, you can make anything work. And that's the whole thing. You can turn a transitional champion into someone that everyone, like, that people fucking love. People will be like, Mankind was one of my favorite parts of the Attitude Era. And, like, a lot of that has to come down to that, one, Hell in a Cell, and two, that fucking segment, that match where he wins the fucking title and Stone Cold comes out and the whole, everything goes to fucking shit. And it's a great fucking segment.
I mean, how many of Cena's 17 title reigns were transitional? A lot of those were, where he held it for like a month. Same with Randy.
Look at the Miz, bro. that was a transition.
The Miz. I mean, even Triple H. Triple H had like a lot of kind of short title runs in his 14-time run.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're kind of. Is there anything else we need to get through in this, or because I feel like we're just kind of stomping old ground here?
Yeah, no, I think there's some stuff on here. I think he takes a shot at Michael Hayes in this segment. I think.
Okay, all right.
Oh no! I'm telling you what is being publicly reported. 80 million views on social media.
I both know those numbers are absolute.
I know.
Bullshit.
Okay, I know, but I'm telling you numbers. You want facts and numbers? There you go.
No. The 8.4 is factual. That's a factual number, bro. That ain't a made up number, JD.
All right,
JD. I just want to say this. Here's what. Let me just say this, Coach. I want to simplify this. I want to simplify this. I'm in the wrestling business because I'm cursed. Okay, this is what I do.
No.
This is how people know
time
me.
out just a second.
I'm good at it.
He is cursed?
Cursed?
Time out.
Yeah.
Time out.
Danhausen cursed him?
I watched this guy, another podcast. They wanted to talk about wrestling. His exact words were, I don't want to talk about wrestling. It sucks, bro. It sucks. No, you're not addicted to this business, Vince, because you know why? I'll tell you why you're not addicted to the business, because I'll tell you this right now. You're not passionate about this business because you know why? Because you're almost fucking broke. Think about that. You've been begging for a job for the past 10 years. No one will hire your fucking ass. You go in there and invest money in JCW for yourself to be the booker and owner. That's the only time you get to be in a creative process in anything, dude. Fuck yourself. Man.
Yeah.
God,
fuck JCW. Insane Clown Posse, people. I'm going to reiterate
Miracles.
that. Insane Clown Yeah. Fucking, they did a song called Chris Benoit.
Bullshit.
So
yeah, let's continue this fucking shit.
Yeah, let's keep going here.
At it. But I'm in the wrestling business for one reason and one reason only. I want to make money. I am here to make money. This Sami Zayn decision, bro, whether it's a month, whether it's 2 months, whether it's 3 months, ain't putting a dime in my pocket. And as the head writer of Raw, Nitro, TNA, you name it, never in a million years would I ever have put the title on this guy.
And you're making Sami sound like a jobber. He's a Grand Slam champion. He won the title. He's a Grand Slam champion.
Wait.
I'm just telling you factual accolades.
So he really won those matches. He really became.
I'm talking about what we're watching on TV.
Bro,
I'm not some mark who's going to take everything that we see as legitimate. Okay?
Of course not. Of course not.
JD, this is a dude that they put under a mask. El Generico. That's where he should have stayed.
That's how we broke into the business, Vince.
That's the level.
Everybody's going to start somewhere.
Right.
Well, he also wasn't he a gingerbread man right before he became.
He was the gingerbread man.
He was a gingerbread man, right? Gingerbread.
But every moment that we talked about, Vince, was putting the title on Mick Foley a mistake? No. Was putting the title on Bryan Danielson a mistake? No. Kofi Kingston?
Yes,
no.
it was.
No,
It
led to nothing, Vince. It led to nothing. It was the moment in time that will be relived when you and I are long gone.
Listen to me. If you put the belt on a guy and your audience declines, that was the wrong move.
Vince, the audience was declining when all these moments happened regardless. The audience isn't coming back. Sami Zayn winning the title. The Sami Zayn winning the title situation is not going to usher in new fans, and it's not going to lose. It's not going to lose any more fans.
Right,
they have their fans.
I understand
They're boasting about their ticket sales and their numbers and their revenue. That's all they care about, and their social media numbers. That's all they care about. They don't care about making new fans.
Right. Well, I beg to differ. They
don't care. If they cared, they'd write better television.
Yeah, I bet
that we can agree on.
But Sami Zayn being treated like a jobber in all these discussions, I'm not speaking specifically to you, but everybody, every circle. Sami Zayn has, and I heard you, 13 years, he deserves it. Everyone deserves it. But people that said that work closely with Sami Zayn and seen the road that he took. Sami Zayn's 13 years spans a lot of different eras. He worked with Vince. Vince buried him. He didn't make him anything. Sami Zayn is the most integral part of the bloodline. And without Sami Zayn, the biggest storyline in company history is not where it is today.
I will actually back up that a little bit. Sammy was kind of the linchpin on that. On the bloodline falling apart at Royal Rumble, right? The moment where he stops, KO's about to get fucked up, and Sammy's like, "No, I'm not doing it," and he hits Roman with the chair. That's the moment where things start to spiral out of control, right? Like, that's an important. I'm sorry, that's a huge fucking story. You can't just say the guy's a fucking jobber when he's involved in that.
And
maybe they stupid shit with him, like the gingerbread man stuff.
But that was before he was an unknown. That's when he just came in NXT, part of the stupid Adam Rose thing. That's what, it's not that big of a freaking deal. It's not a deal breaker, bro.
And El Generico being like, he was under a mask, he should stay there. Oh, okay, well then that gets into what? You have a problem with masked wrestlers?
Yeah,
you have a problem with all of fucking Mexico.
How does he feel about Kaiser as El Grande Americano?
Penta.
How does he feel about Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, Penta, Rey Mysterio, Kane,
Yeah.
if you want to talk about Kane in the 90s.
Yeah, Kane, you fucking wrote for Mass
Mankind! Mankind!
Literally did. It was a shitty match,
Abyss
but
in TNA!
Yeah, think what he did with the Rey Mysterio in WCW. When he was a controller creative, he went over there and did the whole freaking.
he pulled the mask off him.
Dirty
Well, no, that
Animals.
was Bischoff, but like the filthy animals. Like he
Yeah,
didn't
the
put the
filthy
mask back on.
animals,
him.
Yeah,
So
filthy
yeah,
animals. Yeah, I mean, like, and also like they shouldn't have put the belt on Bryan. Maybe, but he wasn't a transitional champion. I don't think.
No,
I don't think Bryan
he was
was.
going to have
was,
a long. I think he was going to have a
was-
reign at least till SummerSlam, at least.
And by the way, he also got injured, so we don't know what the fuck would have happened. The ratings could have
Yeah.
rebounded. Like that's a what if, because he got injured 2 months into having that belt.
Yeah, pretty early.
Like
in.
he was out of it early, and then he was gone, and then he comes back, and things have moved on. So then he's going for the IC title at WrestleMania. Like injuries again, that's a kind of a what if. We don't know what the fuck would have happened, right? Yeah. And then he kind of got passed by with the whole Seth Rollins breaking up the Shield stuff. Like,
yeah.
Again, like there's different circumstances for different. Like, there's a nuance to this, and Vince Russo can't even fucking understand the basics. So I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not expecting this man to understand what nuance is, because quite frankly, I don't even think he can wipe his own ass without getting shit all over his hands. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll keep going here. Like, this. How long are we going to?
What's the time? What time spot you got? Because he only talks.
We're at 35 right now.
Okay, so we probably got about maybe 5 more minutes, maybe.
Okay, cool.
JD, you're gonna have a stroke over there. Settle down, my friend. Shut up. JD, listen to me. Let me say this again.
Sami Zayn's
Let me
importance to
say
the
this again.
bloodline.
Let me
Sami
say this
Zayn's
again.
importance to the bloodline is something that should be marveled at, bro.
Let me say this again. This is not a Sami Zayn thing. I don't know Sami Zayn. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he's a great father, great husband, all those things. This is not a Sami Zayn thing. This is a business thing. It's a business thing. And I just don't think the WWE can continue or afford to lose more viewers while not bringing any back to the game. And this is not going to bring them back.
Vince, Cody's been the champion for the majority of his run back, and the ratings have gotten worse.
Right, exactly. Right.
The biggest star in the company next to Reigns, making the ratings worse.
I agree.
The shows are worse.
Right, I agree. So when are we going to make them better? We ain't going to make them better with Sami Zayn.
Who else is there?
Yeah. For real.
Triple H is incapable of creating stars. The closest thing that he has to creating a new star was Gunther, and he fucked it up. Now he's got Oba, and I'm waiting for him to fuck that up too. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Then why are you watching these shows, bro? Do what me and Coach do. We watch the highlight reels, bro.
Oh, well, see, right there, we're just like, whoa, I got found out. Like, again, if you can't even be fucked to watch the shows, buddy,
Then why talk about it? Then why fucking talk about
Because
it?
it's a grift. It's a grift. It's a grift.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you keep saying it's money out of my pocket, bro. It's not good for my business. Yeah, no one gives a fuck about your business, buddy.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You know what? Your business is JCW. Go make that fucking watchable, but you can't even do that, huh?
Yep.
You're fucking, like, again, it's just so blatant being like, oh, I don't like it because I'm not making money off of it. And it's like, well, then you won't like anything. And by the way, if Mick Foley was around today and he became champion, you would fucking lose your shit. You would hate it because you're not
and everything between.
It's not he's right when he says it's not a Sami Zayn thing. It's a him thing. It's the fact that he's not directly involved in any of it.
Yeah.
And he hates it because he only thinks that the things he works on is worthy of being enjoyed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He thinks that's what I was trying to tell you when you were on the bathroom cream. He thinks he's Steven Spielberg of the wrestling business. He really does. He really thinks he's a Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, except for even fucking Spielberg doesn't feel that way, you know? Like that. Like, this is just the amount of ego and the lack of talent is staggering with this man.
The Braves. Listen, I can't ingest everything in just 20-minute highlights.
I can. If I can, you can, bro. Watch the 10-minute highlight reel. Save yourself
The Braves won the championship in 21. If I stopped watching, I wouldn't have had all that journey leading up to 21 means something so special to me. I went through all the terrible moments to watch that moment happen, and I fucking cried like a baby. And I'm going to do the same thing until they win it again. You have to sit there and watch the journey unfold. It means so much more. That's why we watch. We hope for it to get better.
True. I agree with that.
You hope. So
I agree with the journey. I like the journey. You know that.
Did he just say he cried when Sami Zayn won?
The Braves. The Braves.
Oh my God. No, the Braves. No, the Braves.
Listen.
If you get the dick catcher there, you can hear it.
I'm here to make money.
We all are. Yes.
We all are.
Sami Zayn ain't making me 2 cents, bro. That's
what?
2 cents.
Enjoying the show?
No, I'm not. No, we are not. None of us are. None of us are.
Wait, that's a great point to stop right there. Almost 40 minutes of you two going at
it. My, are you serious? 40 minutes? 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah, this is the end right here. This is when JD's got to go cook dinner, so it's really nothing.
No.
JD, let me tell you something. You remember that job at JCW we were talking about?
Yes.
Bro, forget it. Forget it, bro.
I was going to ask you if it was still on the table.
It's still on the table when you can find some time for me, JD.
I got all the time in the world.
Time for when you're not booked.
Vince, he wants to stay married. I want him to stay married, so he has to go cook dinner for his lovely wife. JD, you're welcome back here anytime, my brother. Anytime to chop it up with us. That was freaking awesome.
He's going to cook dinner for his wife, JD?
Yes.
Are you going to?
I got dinner to cook, and I got a terrible Wednesday night Dynamite to watch.
Are you going to make? Are you going to make gingerbread cookies for dessert?
No. It's not Christmas time. We can't have gingerbread in the summer, Vince. Come on.
JD, you're the best, buddy.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
He's a fucking idiot, right?
Yeah.
Who just literally oh my God, it's so clear after he says that, holy shit, he really does just watch the fucking highlights, doesn't he?
You can't talk about the show. We can't talk about the show if you're just watching the fucking highlights. Imagine
that's
if we saw the AEW.
That's why he keeps bringing up the fucking Ginger Man thing, because that's the highlight he saw. And you know what?
Yeah.
If that's the only segment I saw of Sami Zayn, I'd probably feel the same way he does
Or
too.
the
thing is, he gets
Bobby
paid
sisters.
money. Dude, he gets paid money to watch the show and give his fucking opinion on it. What the fuck, man?
Imagine if I just did a movie channel and I only watched the highlights of the movie. Or I watched the
TikToks of the TikToks of the AI voice explaining a summary of the film.
Yeah.
That's what he does. And he's a fucking idiot. Yeah. He's just dumb. He's just the dumbest fucking person in wrestling. Full stop. Period. Not even a competition with anyone else.
No.
Second place is miles behind this fucking mental midget. Yeah. Crazy. But with that, I think it's time for us to. I think it's time for us to wrap this thing up. What do you say, boys?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Cream, what do you got to promote before we get out here?
Check out Gronking. Mr. T dropped the link for that in the description. We talk about gaming news. We will be live tomorrow talking about gaming news. There's going to be some, probably some stuff out there. I gotta catch up before tomorrow's stream, of course. But yeah, so make sure you go over, check out Gronking. Lots of gaming news, lots of fun, and make sure you like and sub here as well. Turn the notifications on because we will be doing videos for Dark Side of the Ring. We're going to review each episode, talk about it, have some discussions. Okay, we're going to do those as videos instead of live streams. So in order to find out when that's happening, please make sure you hit the notification bell and please subscribe if you enjoy this, our streams. We've been getting a lot of great interactions lately, and it's been very nice. So thank you, everybody. Not being a dickhead here for a second. Thank you, everybody, for watching the show. It's been pretty cool to see. So
yeah, likewise. Trey, what do you got to promote before we got here?
Tomorrow, me and Tyler, since we're doing the theme of 4th of July, we're going to do the Patriot.
Yeah. Do the Patriot on reviewing with the boys. Link is in the description box for that. So that should be a good time tomorrow night. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And I think we'll be back on Wednesday for Dynamite. So until then, guys, we will see you then. So if you're American to celebrating the 4th of July, be responsible. Don't do anything stupid. Have a good night. See y'all Wednesday.
See y'all later.
Peace.
Here's to the Army and Navy and the battles they have won. Here's to America's colors, the colors that never run.
May the wings of liberty never lose a feather.